Shalom Bahashim Yakma, Hakudish Israel. This is the Trouble Minister Prince Charlene Dean. Benjamin Motazoy, I'm being Yasha Allah Senior with Princess Rakia Itana here in Moshi, Mount Kilimanjaro, Tanzania. Or Tanzania. Shalom, baby.
Shalom.
What's up? Give me keys. So what's up?
Oh, nothing much. It's very early here. It is 5 in the morning.
No,
Wait, what time is it?
No, it's 3.
I keep forgetting
3:02.
my computer's still on U.S. time. But it's 3 o'clock in the morning, guys, and we're naturally up because we're still on American time. But this would actually be the best time to give you guys an update because we finally have time to sit down and talk. So, what is the first thing you want to talk about, Ben?
Oh man, there's a lot been going on. Oh, we can announce this weekend's event.
Oh, yeah.
So y'all know this Saturday at Lake Mart Hotel, all East African Hebrew Israelite Sovereign Nationals in Tanzania. We will be having a unity or a East African Unity Shabbat at the Lake Mart Hotel. Landmark Hotel in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. It starts at 12 o'clock. It ends at 6 p.m. So all East African Hebrew Israelite Sovereign Nationals, we will be seeing you on deck. Okay. What else going on?
As far as this weekend, that's really all. Thank you, because we've had a definite long week.
Absolutely.
But with that said, we want to update you guys because we're not in Dar es Salaam right now.
Right.
We are actually in Moshi. And we decided to move to Moshi because Dar es Salaam is very crowded. And there's nothing wrong with it. I don't want to put a bad stigma out there or anything, but it's just that for the kind of living that we want to do, Moshi just fits better. Dar es Salaam has a lot more people. It's more up and coming. So you have a lot of tourists, a lot of travelers, a lot of people who come to Tanzania. They start off in Dar es Salaam, as we did as well. We met a bunch of African American families that also repatriated. So, and they all stayed at the Landmark Hotel, which is where we stayed at. And so I actually think that's great. We were able to meet a lot of different people. My husband was able to talk about the Bantu Israelites, which one of the families repatriating identified themselves with the Bantu. So that was really cool. But Dar es Salaam has a lot of tourists, a lot of shops. So if you guys want to shop, you'll definitely be able to do that. It's not hard to navigate with the language barrier because a lot of the locals speak, even though it's broken English, they can find a way to understand what you're saying.
Okay.
So, yeah, yep.
Okay. Where's your invite at?
I don't know.
You gotta zoom down just a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see where your invite is at.
Sorry, guys. 1 second. I don't know. I'm not sure that the laptop has that.
Oh, okay. Okay. Say no more.
But so yeah, you don't really have to worry about if you don't speak Kiswahili right now. You definitely will. You'll pick up on it. We've picked up on a couple words. What is it? Mojambo is hello. Asante is thank you. Okay, we learned a bunch more, but I ain't gonna lie, I forgot. I'm not gonna lie, they be telling us all kind of stuff. I should start writing.
Shumu Jamba is hello. Shumu Jamba is basically goodbye.
That's a response to hello.
Response and hello to you.
Right.
Right.
So you'll pick up on it if you guys do decide to move here. The locals have been very great. We haven't ran into any negativity actually. One thing I will say, because me and my husband told you guys that we were gonna bring you the real Tanzania and everything. And so that being said, when you come out here, because we look like tourists and because we look like outsiders, you do get some people who will try to price gouge because they know you have the money. And so you really just kind of, I would say the best thing to do, I don't know if I would say blend in, but try not to look too different, because when they do pick up on that, again, they do, not everybody, but some do try to price gouge. So you have to look out for that. And is there anything on that you want to touch on before I go?
Oh, no. You're absolutely correct. You definitely have to come in and be mindful of your surroundings.
Right.
Remember, we are separate people, so she's correct. You want to blend in, but you still don't want to self-deny your identity at the same time.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you want to be mindful of that, because you don't want to become swamp and you just like everybody else.
Right.
Versus blending in, but still manifesting who you are.
Right. I definitely agree with that. And one thing me and my husband made a point to do, because one thing and this is universal across the board, when you take care of them, they take care of you.
Yeah.
And I say that because we have a friend, well, we have
quite a few friends.
Quite a few friends, but one of those friends, Moses,
shout out to my homie Moses.
The utmost shout out and respect to this young man. He has taken us all around Moshi. He's taken us house hunting. We're gonna touch on that.
Gosh.
We are.
I let my wife.
No, we can tell you.
Only reason why I'm gonna let my wife speak on the house. Oh, shout out to Moses. He gave us dinner.
Oh yeah. I forgot.
Yeah, show him yours.
Yeah, handmade.
Yeah,
guys.
He made these for us.
It was our gift, our repatriation gift.
Yeah, he made them for us. The reason why I'm gonna let my wife speak on that, because the women are the ones that pick out the houses. So I'm gonna let her speak on that, but at the same time, I'll come in and out.
Absolutely. So before I talk about the houses, I want to talk about Moses and the other locals that we have come in contact with. So out here, like their little taxi cars, it's the cutest thing. It's okay, I don't know what they're called.
But they were made from India.
Yes.
And they were imported.
Yep, that is true. They were made from India. They're these little 3-wheel cart cars, almost like golf cars, but just with 3 wheels, I guess you would say. And so that's how you can get around out here. A lot of the drivers charge 2,000 shillings per trip. 2,000 shillings is actually only it's less than $1 actually. It's like 80 cents, 90 cents, something like that. Because I know it's less than $1.
That's cheap.
And so what we do is everywhere we go, no matter who we deal with, we always make sure we tip them, because they really look out for you more and they're less likely to get over on you.
Right.
Because they
we never had no problems.
Never. We had one incident where we were buying the driver that we're with. My husband believes that everybody in our circle, if we eat, everybody in our circle eats, right? So Moses,
even our servants,
our servants, you guys, and trust me, I'm gonna get to that because y'all gonna love that part. But Moses has a driver that he really Bajajis, yes.
Yeah, that's what they call
it. It is. And Moses has a driver that he really trusts. And so
little young boy.
Yeah, he's 18, even though he looks 13.
Yeah.
He drives amazingly good. Like it's insane, especially when you see these roads. But we decided to hire that driver as one of our personal drivers, because with the repatriation that we went through Sister Delicia, She has a driver as well that we use for like more so bigger trips when it's more of us.
Dang.
So you like building your resources out here is very important because it can make or break how you feel about out
And
here.
also shout out to Prince ICL for that connect.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? If it wasn't for the shot Greer, our international ambassador and prime minister, you know, we would have went a different route, but we may not have went this route. And I'm telling you, this is the best route ever for me, knowing the children that we have, you know, other people coming with us,
right.
You know, then you got the whole congregation from Laura Rawi. He coming. Matter of fact, give a shout out to him. His whole entire congregation leave Tuesday.
Right.
I'm like, oh, shout out to Elder Roosevelt Brown. He dropping today. We will see him tomorrow. I can't believe this elder, man. That's the elder from Portland, Oregon.
Right.
That played the guitar.
Right.
And
I remember.
I can't believe that, like, he loved us so much in the teachings. Him and his whole family said, yo, we going out there with the Mighty Hebrew and Princess Rakia. It's just an honor, you know, for people to, you know, just get up and have that trust. You know, and brothers and sisters, it's really the trust in Yah. Let's make this clear.
Absolutely.
Even though we might be being used as vessels. So I wanted to make that clear. You know, I don't want to give no glory to us because without the Most High, we wouldn't have been able to do any of this stuff. Trust me. But go ahead, baby. And then we can later on, you'll do all that too.
Oh yeah, I'll give you guys. I'll explain where we're staying at and everything too. I'll definitely get to that part. But yeah, so we met a bunch of good connects, and because we looked out for the locals, they actually in return look out for us in the greatest way possible. Moses,
they love us out here.
That man, let me tell you, his favorite word is bullshit. Because he's like, yo, if we come to a shop owner or a food place or whatever, and they try to charge us something other than what he knows is fair, straight in their face, he calls bullshit.
And on top, like we would say in America, yo, Moses on some hood shit. Like,
yo, Moses. Yo.
He was like, yo, you're not going to get, that's my family.
He did.
Like, he don't play and he don't crack a smile. He will not.
Man.
Did you see what he
talk
did
about a
ball?
poker face, yo. Let me tell you, we went to go buy our driver clothes because out here, this is something else I want to touch on too. I'm sorry that it's so much stuff and I want to tell you guys everything so it could be in more detail. I want to say this because our driver had on. Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
I didn't even see that.
No, we chilling. I ain't one of them husbands. Yo, like, get the hell out of here.
Our driver had on some. Okay, I'm gonna say female flip flops, but I really don't want to use the gender role because one thing I noticed out here. And this shows you how spoiled we are in America, right? Out here, people are so happy just to have shoes on their feet. You see men walking around with pink sparkly flip-flops on. You see men walking around with female church shoes on. You see females walking around with men work boots on. And what I noticed, right? Nobody gets frowned upon. Nobody gets talked about. What's on their feet and what's on their body is something that I have never, since I've been out here, that has not been something that comes up. They don't look at it as those are female shoes. They look at it as I don't have any shoes and this is what's available. Like, so...
We made Young Boy Day. My Isha made Young Boy Day.
With that being said, our driver, very young boy, we talked to him and it was very sad. He was 18. He was taking care of his entire family, his mother, his father, who I believe was sick, and I believe he has another sibling. But he works every day to take care of his family, and a lot of these people make about 50,000 shillings a day, and that's equivalent to about $20, something like that.
Right.
roughly in that area, give or take. So knowing this, and then you got to understand they have to pay for the cart that they have and the gas that they use. So that 50,000 shillings gets poked into when they have to re-up on stuff, right? So when we seen this, he kind of felt like my son. Literally, like if you were, matter of fact, we took pictures. When Moses sends us the pictures,
Yeah, we did.
We'll upload it.
Yep, we took pictures.
He looks like my son, you guys. He's so cute. This cute little young boy. I won't say little boy, but young boy. And he was just trying to make it. And so what we did was took him around to the local shops and we dressed him. Of course, we let him pick out whatever he wanted to pick out. But one thing my husband believes is that us and anybody in our crew needs to eat and needs to look, dress, and feel
Like family.
good. And so that's the reason why we wanted to take him around, because he was saying that he loves tennis shoes, but he can only afford sandals. And not to say that there was anything wrong with his sandals, not at all. But being that they're just so less fortunate, and when they get money, the last thing they think about is they self. The first thing they think about is their family, because we went to the store. Naturally, when we're zipping and running, we get hungry. We go to the store and we told them, we said, get whatever you want. Even Moses, we all, that's our crew. That's a part of our crew. Right. We told him, get whatever you want. The first thing he wanted to get was something for his family, not even anything for himself. And the selflessness that he showed just absolutely,
I've seen it touch you.
It really did, because in every angle, when we said get something for yourself, he was looking to get something for his family. And I just wanted to share that with you guys to show you the difference in how we approach things, society, people, everything, versus how they approach it. In the retrospect of, please don't come out here with your Americanized ways.
Right.
Please don't come out here with bad, ill, or negative intentions, because the locals feel your vibe. They really do. So I just wanted to put that out there, that if you do decide to come out here, just look out for the locals. Absolutely. And they'll definitely look out for you.
You made his day. I mean, thought he was just going to get a pair of shoes. That was what was interesting, because the intention was just to get a pair of shoes.
Get a pair of shoes, right?
Man, that brother came out with a wardrobe.
He did.
Wardrobe, couple pairs of sneaks.
Right. I felt really good because of, you can just see when you've actually helped somebody and they appreciate it, So.
I never seen nobody in my life appreciate something. It's back on. Come on, baby. I'll go get that while you.
Okay.
Let me tell you.
But
I'll be right back.
But yes, so look out for them and they will look out for you. Another thing that I want to touch on is the houses that we went to go see today. So we seen about probably like 6 houses. 2 of which we are happy with, and we want to look more into which house we want to actually get, because today we have to go look at more. They are so the first house, and okay, so there's a custom out here with burying in their backyard. Right. So I want you guys to not be alarmed if you see that. One of the houses that we were very, 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 very absolutely fond with.
It's a mansion.
And we're only waiting for, because the property was 7 bed. Was it 7 bedroom?
9.
No, the first one.
The very first one. What you talking about with the
burial in
it? Yeah, 9.
That was 9.
We got 2 9 bedrooms. The last one and the first one. The other one The second
wait.
one was 7 bedrooms.
The first one did that have the outhouse or the pool house?
It had the pool too.
Okay. So it was a 9-bedroom, 4 upstairs.
Each room had its own bathroom, everything.
5 bedrooms upstairs, 4 bedrooms downstairs.
Right.
A pool house, a front fountain, a slight grave in the back.
Right.
And
it's in the outer court.
Yeah, let me clear that up. Court. It's all the way in the back, all the way to the left.
So you'll still be in line with Torah.
Right, and it's surrounded to where it's blocked off. Like, right. But it is part of the property. And it looks real nice. Even though, I don't compliment grave sites, but I'm just saying, from our research, it was well put together. The lady was a well-respected woman in her community. She was a community activist, a school teacher, a pastor. So whoever this sister was, she was respected in the community of Moshi. Right. So that was one of the houses. It was $2,000 a month USD. But the thing that I love about out here is that you literally can negotiate. Yes. And so I'll give you guys our stipulations because it's really not a secret. It doesn't matter.
No, not at all.
What we did.
We want the people to have the truth.
Exactly. So $2,000 a month is not a problem because that's actually what we pay for our 3-bedroom townhouse in the States. So it's not that $2,000 is a problem. It's just the fact that we don't want to pay $2,000 a month because that defeats the purpose of moving out here for a better life. However, I am going to say the house is worth $2,000.
It's way worth it.
If we were in the United States, easy, that house would go for over $5,000 a month because of the property that it sat on well over 2 acres.
Oh my God.
It had its own, what was that section before we even got to the house? Remember how we had to drive through that stuff?
I remember.
And we went through that long alley part.
Yes,
and
yes.
It was that whole big field of stuff.
Yes.
Okay, so that was part of the house. Mm-hmm. Even though it was outside of the gate.
Yes.
Because it was fenced in. Because we're looking for an estate. And most of the estates are fenced in and they come with a guard, a groundkeeper, and a maid. And that's all part of the rent. Right. And so outside of the gates is additional land on all of the houses that we've looked at to start a garden. One thing Magafuli said is that we need to start before his untimely passing. He said to plant like you've never planted before. He said because we're about to hit a wave and we need to be prepared. And so everything that I look for, I'm looking for a place that we can grow our own food and have our own cattle. Because I haven't told my husband, but when we buy our house, whichever one we buy, we getting us some goats and all of that. Like we're going to have, because it's normal out here to see chicken, cow, and goats walking freely.
Oh, man, the big cows move. They just be walking. Yeah. You can touch them, pet them.
Yeah, look, they be honking. It's so funny because you'll be driving, and I'll talk about the driving too because it's insane. Right. But you'll be driving and your cab driver will literally honk, get your cows out the road. Well, they say it in their language. Right. But because there
and then
are
they break it up in English a little bit. You remember
it's
that
so
old
funny.
head herder?
Yeah.
They let all them cows.
Right. It's so funny. But it's natural to see that just as well as it's natural to be walking or driving and see a whole bunch of monkeys bouncing right along. As you're going, they're following you, bouncing, jumping, flying through the trees. It's literally normal, and I literally love every bit of it. The animals do not mess with you. Like, in America, a monkey would probably try to slap us or something. Out here, they leave you alone. Like, literally everything blends in. The animals, the people, it's just very dope. I love it. And so that's one house. Another house that we looked at was so weird. To me it was a brothel.
call it brothel.
It had to be. Or a hostel. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't a family house.
Are you talking about that joint where we talking about the retreat center?
Oh, yes.
That
Okay, so look,
about?
yes. So let me tell you.
After we seen the mini mansion, we went to another place.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Oh,
the one that I kept calling a brothel.
Not the one that the lady was showing us.
No, the one that had the outside kitchen.
Oh, yeah, that came later. That was after Moses.
Yeah.
Moses took us to 2. And then
what was the other one?
Akoti, what's her name?
They took us around. Delicia.
Yeah, Akoti Delicia.
It basically, to me, it looked like a brothel. It was it was 12, it was 2 different sides, 12 units on each side with a pool in the middle that didn't work. But naturally, it's because they had to shut down because of COVID. Mm-hmm. So he had to drain the water. Mm-hmm. But the kitchen was outside. Like on one of the sides, on this side of the house is 3 bedrooms. And then to get to the other bedrooms, you have to go all the way out to the other side. And then the kitchen was outside, the bathroom. Like, I munched too much to be trying to go outside in the middle of the night to get some food and use the bathroom and get ate up by Simba and Nala.
Or you might run in the kitchen, man. Monkey might be there and throw an orange at you.
Right, like, I'm not finna. That one was a no-go.
We be seeing monkeys, too.
All the time.
Yeah, monkeys is cool, though. They don't bother nobody.
So we didn't take that one. I didn't even consider it. I barely even walked in the dang on house. Because my husband knows if I see something and it's a no-go, I don't entertain it. I'm not going to walk through your house. I'm not going to entertain it. And then dude ain't
even open up all the rooms and all that.
Yeah, it could be dead bodies in them rooms. The walls was horrible. So that's just to say the fact that you going to come across a whole bunch of stuff. We came across immaculate houses today. And then we came across slum. So you have a whole bunch of different things.
You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? You're going to have that anywhere you go. You always going to have your slumlord somewhere.
Exactly. So that's not going to ever change. And then one of the last houses that we saw was owned by this Indian dude. And
oh, man.
This is the house that, okay, so if we don't hear back from the first house that Moses showed us and that one that the guy was trying to be firm on the 2000.
Yeah, that joint was,
it was banging, but it wasn't. But now
really when I look at it, I think the last house and the first house, between them two, that last house and that first house, which I'll let you explain about, we basically in the last house, so to say. Right.
We made an offer for it. The guy originally wanted $1,500 for the house. We talked him down to $1,000. But our friends here in Moshi want us to renegotiate because they said that we can get it for $800 a month, or even $700 for the simple fact that a few of the appliances on the inside wasn't upgraded and appear that they might not have been upgraded since maybe the late 90s. But that's actually perfect because then we can just upgrade.
Describe this house.
Okay,
well, this mansion, this estate.
Well, it's an estate. It's bigger than a house. It's bigger than a man. It's an estate.
Yeah, this joint's hard.
Okay, so look, let me tell you. You drive up, and all the roads to get to these houses are immaculately. Oh, and the last house is the one with the view.
That the
Indian house is the one with the view.
When you can literally see Mount
Carmel. No, remember when we went across when you come out of the house and you go down that road and you turn and you stop.
Okay.
You see all of Moshi.
Right. That's true. I forgot.
My goodness.
Well, I know where we at right now. What is this? The
Airbnb.
Yo, this joint is banging, and right outside you can see Mount Carmel.
You can.
Right.
Like, when the sun comes up, we'll actually go live again and show you guys the sunrise out here. And hopefully, if it's not cloudy,
because we already been asleep for a while, so we up for a minute.
Right. Oh yeah, we definitely been asleep. And
what time is it? 3:30 a.m. our time.
And I think we went to sleep at 7.
Yeah, we was out.
Yeah, because we was up at like 9 this morning.
Moses like, "Are you there yet? Are you there? I'm coming.
Right. And so we'll definitely give you guys a lookout of that. If the clouds are not in sight, you'll actually be able to see it clear. Like it's absolutely insane. Yes, Sister Kaya, $800 to $1,000 a month,
But
and I'm gonna explain it
because it don't pay once a month. You don't pay once.
Right, right. So okay, so
that.
let me explain what that entails. The $800 a month. We offered him $1,000 a month, which will be $12,000 a year.
Right.
He accepted that offer, but we let him know that we had other houses to view, so he was willing to negotiate lower. And so we're gonna talk him down to either $750 or $800 a month. Here's what comes with that house at that price.
Yeah, tell him.
That is a 9-bedroom house as well. And it comes with a groundskeeper and a servant.
And each room got its own bathroom.
Every room has its own bathroom. One is a master bedroom. The other room is a semi-master. It's slightly smaller than the master. So there's 3 bedrooms upstairs. Let me see. Actually, it's 10 bedrooms because that office on the balcony.
That office.
But we're turning that into his office, so we're not even gonna count that. Utilities. The utilities will be about
$20
in
a month.
Yeah, in our money, it'll be about $20 to $40 a month,
Right, yep.
And that includes everything: water, sewer, garbage, electricity. Everything for about $40 a month.
You can actually turn on your own electricity. And they have a card, like you have your debit card.
Prepaid, yeah.
Just say if you didn't pay your bill or whatever.
Or if you used because the electricity is prepaid.
Right.
And so if you use all of your electricity, you can just get a debit card, go to your box out back, swipe it, and your lights will be on literally in seconds.
Just like that.
And then you have your own water supply.
Yeah.
Everything. So the last house, which I'm pretty sure we're gonna get, because my husband has not stopped talking about this house.
I just oh my gosh, it's like it's banging, man. Your roots. I see you on here, called Roots. So whenever the brothers and sisters from Philly want to come through, or anybody want to come through, big event, everything I can do there.
That's
everything. It's just
we are gonna get that
huge.
One.
It's just too huge.
I'm gonna tell you why too. I'm gonna explain it, but keep talking.
Yeah, it's like it's all that, man. I just love the serenity behind it because their garden and the trees.
It's so many fruit trees.
Tell them what type of fruits are grown.
Mango. Oranges, lemon.
What's that? Papaya. Oh my gosh, man!
It was so many. It looked like
our house looked like the Garden of Eden.
Listen, if you're vegan, which vegan or vegetarian, I've decided to go vegetarian. So I'm easing myself off of meat. But that house is perfect because literally you could go outside and pick your food. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing out here too. A lot of them actually do that because there's so many plants and trees and stuff like that. You actually can pick your own stuff outside.
Absolutely.
But this house, you go up to it. Naturally, it has a guard gate, and your groundskeepers are always on the property. So when you pull up to it, you honk, you yell to them, whatever. They come and open it for you. When you go inside of this specific house, and we'll do a video walkthrough tomorrow because we have to go back and visit it. To the right-hand side, when you go out, is just a huge plot of grass with all kind of fruit trees. They have outside furniture. You go further in, it's a whole long driveway. In front of the driveway is a moat.
Right.
The moat that you put water in, and they used to use them in like medieval times to keep enemies out, to keep them from crossing, all of that. But it has a moat in the front, which I absolutely loved because I just love unique stuff. So there's a moat, a garden, and then there's another driveway, and then there's the house.
And there's so much land.
It is. The land is insane.
We could do the Feast of Tabernacles. We'll be banging, man. We could build our own booths, and that's another thing that I love about the Tanzanian law. They respect tribal laws and customs. They know us out there as in Swahili Wayahudi. Tell them when they found. See, if you just say Hebrew Israelite, that's the English translation, so they're not gonna really know. But if you say Wayahudi, the look that they give you, they go and say, welcome home. They know we the Hebrews. They know we the children of Israel, because you got groups of Israelites in Tanzania, and they known as Wayahudi. And I'm just saying, when we tell these, they be like, you Muslim? And I'm like, no, I'm Wayahudi. It's like a celebration. Right.
We met the Rastas. My husband bought me this dope painting that they did. It was just absolutely amazing. He got connected with them. And as you guys know, y'all knew I was going to find it. Y'all knew I was going to find it.
My wife's crazy. You guys should open it up and show them.
They do have, where's the other one?
It's here it is. Oh, you got it right there.
So you do actually have weed out here. It's not legal. It's not legal or illegal out here, so which is what I love.
You can blow it free.
It comes in these.
Turn it around so you can see.
I am. And it is jam-packed. Each of these is jam-packed with marijuana. So if you are hemp-friendly, which I am, you are going to love it because it's everywhere. You can smoke it in anywhere that has designated smoking areas.
Even in nightclubs, you can smoke it in nightclubs, all them places.
Yep. So look.
Sister Kaya said, I'm done.
Look, right? It came with 7 of these, right? 7 of these for $15.
For $15 US.
7 of these. Y'all knew I was gonna find it.
And y'all watching, y'all know y'all be blowing. Y'all knew
I
that
was
weed.
Gonna find it.
Listen.
Now, really, it found us because when you come out here, the locals ask you what you want. They ask you, do you need this? Do you need that?
And it seemed like everybody and their mama out here smoke weed.
Yeah, oh yeah, everybody does.
All
my
the
goodness.
locals smoke weed.
Everybody smokes. From our hotels, the hotel staff, when we first got there, the maid smoked, the bellman smoked, the owner smoked, the person at the front gate smoked. They was out in the back smoking on their break. It's out here, it's nothing. As long as you respect other people and you smoke only in the designated smoking areas or in your personal car or in your house, nobody messes with you. Like, so anywhere, even the police. Like, I was smoking in front of police yesterday. He said, "Oh, it's that good." Like,
yeah. And the police love us. And look, y'all know. I drink brewed beer. Everybody knows that. It's part of Torah culture. So one of my favorite drinks is Heineken and lemon. I mean, you could just walk down the street with your Heineken. You ain't got to cover it up. I mean, you be respectful. You don't run around like a glutton and drunk.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you're free to do whatever you want to do.
You really are.
You're free, literally. There's no police, man.
It's not really like that at all. The police ain't messing with you if you ain't doing nothing. Like,
matter of fact, the police trying to hang out with you.
They really do.
They trying to hang out with you.
Yesterday, when I was smoking, sorry, this brain feels so weird. But yesterday, when I was smoking, I was a little paranoid because we was in that shopping center and I'm all looking around. The officer was like, "Just relax, you're okay." And I was just like, that's when I was just like, okay, let me stop being so paranoid. But a lot of people don't smoke, and that's definitely okay. I'm just saying, for the people that do smoke, I'm a smoker. My mom smoked, my grandparents smoked.
And she's talking about weed, by the way, for any newcomers.
That green stuff, weed. But, you know, I understand that weed is offensive to certain people, so I apologize to those
right. Even
who are
though
offended by the
archaeologically
weed.
they proved that the
Right.
Israelites did deal with marijuana,
But, you know,
and their rituals.
I just wanted to put that out there for y'all. However, so moving on, what is something else we experienced while being out here?
We experienced so much. Oh, I like. We went to the Red something nightclub.
Oh, the Red Lion.
Yeah, we went to the Red Lion nightclub, and we was invited, you know, next weekend to come out there and you know, show love, party with the locals, and their food was awesome. So anybody in Moshi,
I tried goat today.
Yeah, she tried goat
for the
today.
first time. I tried goat, and it was so good. It actually just tastes like lamb.
Right.
It tastes just like lamb.
Right.
Like, so I loved it. Like, the culture out here it's really great. Like, that's one thing I wanted to put a disclaimer out there for, because I had seen a video that a girl did, and she was highlighting all the poverty-stricken areas of Africa, and it was kind of deterring people from their choices on going to Africa. So I want to put this out here to say that when you first get in Tanzania, and if you go from the airport in Tanzania to the hotels, you do see that first half of the drive, you do see an extensive amount of poverty. You see overcrowdedness. So that is true. It's out here. But to me, it just reminded me of the bad parts of Detroit, the bad parts of LA, the bad parts of Chicago, the bad parts of Philly. I want people to stop highlighting that, because that's not the highlight of Africa. That's just a piece of Africa. And even in their poverty state, they walking around happy, joking, like
drinking, chilling.
We gotta stop
selling their goods.
Yeah, like it's just normal flow. Like, we gotta stop putting labels on stuff that they're not even labeling themselves as, because they don't label themselves as poverty stricken like that. Like, you know. And so I just want to put out there that you do have that, you know, but then you have just this absolute rich part of, it's hard, I don't want to say rich part of Africa, because all of it is rich, but you have the more developed parts. That's actually a better way to put it. You have more developed parts. We went to a spot today, one of the houses that we viewed. I can't remember exactly where it was at, but on the way to the house was a bunch of coffee fields. And they do still have black people working in fields out here. They do still have, I'm not going to say slavery, because it's not slavery. They do get paid. They just get paid an extensive low amount of money. Like, I think it's like $2 a day.
Yeah, our business is, we're going to change the game. We're going to give the locals more money than that. That's our objective. We started actually now.
Right, because we hired the drivers. What is his name? Freddie?
Well, we hired Moses. What's the other guy named?
The young one.
Freddie, something like that.
The one back here?
Jimmy, yeah. We got
Jimmy, that's his name.
We got Jimmy.
Jimmy is our guard.
Yeah, he's our guard.
He guards the property.
He's here with us now.
He makes store runs if we need to. He brought
anything we want.
Fruit and stuff. He's very, very helpful. And again, here's what I want to point out, right? They do all of this for us, and at night out here, it pours down. We're in the rainy season, so at night, it absolutely pours down raining. And then in the morning, it's not rain. So when they go and get stuff for you, they're walking in mud in their Precious Ross. I'll touch on that in just a second. I'll definitely let you know. But when they run to the store for us, they're running to the store in sandals. And what my husband has made it a point to do is that for all of the people that we're working with, if we see that they don't have the sufficient gear to do their job, we provide that for them.
Right.
So
all new stuff, no hand me down, none of that.
Right. So we make sure that they have the necessities to do the jobs that they're doing, because it's wrong for us to say, because he asked us, like, do you, I'm going to the store, what do you need? It's wrong for us to say, we need X, Y, and Z, and go walk to the store in the mud and stuff in your only pair of flip-flops. No, that's so wrong on every level you can think of it. And so what we did what we start doing is buying them the stuff that we see. Okay, Jimmy, you don't have the proper shoes. Let's go get you the proper shoes so that you're comfortable in doing your job.
Right.
And so anybody that we hire, we're definitely going to do that. Even for locals, we want to. Oh, that's another thing. I'm sorry to get off topic, but I want to point this out. If you guys have stuff that you want to donate, I'm going to set up a place in the States, most likely my mom's house, that you guys could either ship the stuff to, and I can help with the shipping costs. You guys can drop it off if you're local. But I want to start giving all of our old clothes and shoes and stuff that we don't want. I want to start donating it to the locals. Because you don't understand, like, I felt bad because when we packed up to come out here, I got rid of 90% of my wardrobe. And I just realized I could have brought it out here for them. So if you guys have stuff that you don't want, clothes, shoes, jackets, whatever the case may be, I would love for you guys to donate it, and we can give it to them, and we can definitely.
And we just want to go around and just give out the clothes.
Exactly.
Or just set up somewhere on like the Yom Rishon on a Sunday and just give out clothes.
Right.
Shoes,
and so
everything.
That's a project that we're embarking on. And so I want to touch on the income.
We good.
Well, I want to be strategic about it, because if I say something wrong, the people watching this is going, you know who I'm talking about. Okay, so look, I'm going to say this. There's several ways that you can acquire income. Matter of fact, this is what I'll do. I'll tell you the income
businesses we have.
No. I'll tell you the ways that we didn't use, but you can use to get income. I have an online store that is based in the U.S., so the money that I get is U.S. money. So that's a source of income. My husband also has the Mighty Hebrew University, which will be enrolling people starting about June or July. Classes will start about August.
And also it's an accredited university.
Yeah, it's fully accredited.
It's fully accredited.
We will be offering diplomas, advanced diplomas, your AA, BA, PhD, certificates, training. So it'll be a lot. On top of the fact that he's opening a retreat center. So we have a lot of avenues on making money. But if you guys want to start an online store, it doesn't matter what you want to sell. I could help you with that. I built my own website. I looked for my own goods. I found my own system that works for me. So if you guys want to start your own business, I would definitely be more than happy to show you how I did it. And it only cost me $700 total, and that includes my business license. And I chose to do, I'm not going to tell you guys exactly because, But I chose to do it in a way where I don't have to come out of my pocket so much in the beginning. So the total to fully get my business up and running was $700. But here's a couple ways that you guys could do it. Now, you can like it or you cannot, but don't judge it. Okay, so the first way that I know some of the locals do, like that white boy Steve that we met at the hotel, he collects, and he's from Canada. He collects unemployment. He got fired from his job, and because of COVID, for about the next year and a half, unemployment is going to be paying out money, and then you get the additional. So if you've worked all year, you can be making, $500 a week from unemployment, and then they tack on that additional $300. So that's $800 a week that you'll be getting. Even if your unemployment is only $300, when you add that additional $300 on there, that's $600 a week. And out here, you only need about $1,000 a month to survive.
If that much.
Yeah, right. If that much. The houses out here, the way we're doing it, we're paying it a year at a time, but that's only because first of all, we have the money to do so. And then we don't really want the headache of having to say, okay, rent is about to be due, blah, blah, blah. But I don't really want to do that. So what you could do is, a lot of us got taxes, right? A lot of you have kids. So that means that you'll get roughly, even if you have one kid, you'll get $6,000 at the absolute least with yourself and your child. You'll get about $4,000 to $6,000. You can use that to leave. You can use that to purchase your house. There are apartments that go for $200 a month. So you have to work with what's in your budget. Our budget is $1,000 a month.
No more than 1,200.
No more than, yesterday,
1,300.
Yesterday, I think remember when we offered that guy additional, we went up to
1,500.
15? Okay, so our limit was 1,500, but our starting offer is 1,000. We really liked the house, which is why we went up to 15. So, but again, you don't have to. You can find what works. Oh yeah, definitely. And then another way that you can make money is, again, if you have kids, you can apply for public assistance. And although you cannot use the food stamps out here because they don't do that, you can go to an ATM and take the cash off. I know the chick that's doing it that way isn't here yet, but she has, I want to say 2 to 3 kids.
Yes. I think 4.
It might be 4.
Yeah, I think
but she does it, and so she gets about close to $1,000 a month, and she's gonna use that to live off of out here. And then they get the pandemic relief from that. And like I said, if you come out here, you can get a 2-bedroom apartment for $200. That's nothing. And then when you look at it 6 months. Right, 6 months, that's $1,200, $1,200.
That's dirt cheap.
Most of us spend that for 1 month in rent. We were spending $2,000 a month. That's the only reason why we're not willing to pay $2,000, because we were already doing so.
Right. And we're not even talking about utilities and all that. That's all separate too.
Right. So, those are just ways. And then another thing that you can do is, we found out they do a bunch. You don't even need a bunch of money. They do grants. They give grants out like you change your drawers. Like, you can get a grant for anything. It's just that a lot of locals don't know how to tap into that. They don't understand, economically and business wise, a lot of the locals are not familiar with those processes, because they're still, a lot of them don't have schooling. A lot of them are, passed down labors from their ancestors and stuff like that. But when we were talking about the houses today with Moses, he was saying, well, why don't you guys just build your own house because it'll be cheaper? And we were like, well, how? And he was like, well, you can get a land grant. He said, if you want to build on land or agriculture or anything, the government is just giving out grants because they need to develop Africa. They need to develop agriculture. They need these things. And so it's so easy to get a grant. Even with us being foreigners, we can still actually get a grant. And so once we go through that process of getting the grant, we're going to start helping locals, because I see a lot of locals that are manning these farms and stuff, and it's not their own. And so I think it'll be cool to show them how to get their grant and man their own. There are no jobs out here. You are not going to come out here and find a job.
And I want to say this for all Hebrew Israelite sovereign nationals. I basically telling y'all straight with no chaser. Don't come out here just to get a job. Get that out your mind. Come out here to give back by creating and jobs. Developing businesses and jobs. You understand what I'm saying? We're not here to take from the locals. We're here to, give and be one and share with the locals. Mm-hmm. So we got to be mindful that we don't want to come out here, because remember, we're not really trying to take food out the mouth of nobody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you want to come out here and get a job, I don't think you really want to do that based on what what your work's worth is versus coming out here. You might be working somewhere.
Not might. Because you're not going to make anything close to what you make in the States. Even the lowest of low minimum wage, I think the lowest minimum wage in the U.S. right now is $5.50, which I believe is in Georgia.
Right. It might $7.50 or something.
It might have went up now, but you'll even make less than that out here an hour.
Way less than that.
And they work long hours. Some of them work 7 days a week. So if you think you finna come out here and get a 9 to 5 or get a 5-day working job or anything like that, it's most likely not gonna happen unless you get one of the companies that's US based. Even then, they don't pay their employees what we make out there. So I don't think it's worth it. I think that the best thing to do is come out here and create jobs. Even if, let me tell you what you could do. And this is like the lowest type of job you can create, right? We have a bunch of goods and services and stuff in the States. Clothes, shoes, whatever, electronics, whatever the case may be, hair products. They need hair products out here. Weaves, wigs, whatever, they wear all of that. They just don't have the access to good quality stuff. You can bring that stuff out here and have a local sell it for you. That is the easiest thing possible to do. Like, you could go to your local beauty supply. You could find a wholesaler, whatever the case may be. You could do a bunch of stuff. You could make your own soaps. You could make your own oils. You could do all of that. And you can supply a local with it. Have the local go out there and sell it, and then give the local a cut of the money. It's so many ways. Like, if you can't make money out here, it's because you're lazy. I see kids out here making money from as little as 4 years old.
They go fishing and sell you live fish.
Yeah.
You see the fish still moving.
Yeah, you literally will. Like, they sell everything out here.
Everything.
So if you have a hustler's mind state,
as my OG would say, yo, you hustle for everything. He'd be like, everything.
And it's true. Like, there is nothing that they don't sell. And so if you have that in mind and you look at the area that you want to move into and you see what sells, you supply them with that. Supply them with that stuff. That's like Moses too. He has about 175 clients that he trains gym wise. So guess what we gonna do? Supply him with a gym. Like, you see what I mean? You find what they need and then you supply them with that. Moses lost his job because of the pandemic. He told us what he does. He showed us. He showed improved. And so we are going to invest in that.
Next week, that's, he going to personally train me. Because, I've been teaching so much that I haven't been working out as much as I used to. So now I'm on deck with him. So, starting Monday, we're going to get the run in, working out. So he's going to train me 3 days a week.
Yep. And so
he's our daughter's personal trainer.
Yeah.
Our daughter's personal trainer.
Yeah, Moses is the same gentleman that we got to be our daughter's personal trainer for gymnastics. He's going to help us develop a gymnastics team, and my daughter is going to help teach the skills that she knows and can do and all of that stuff. She's a level 9 gymnast. So she's extensively skilled, and she wants to bring those skills to Africa. Exactly. If you live on Social Security, bring that out here. You're going to be bubbling. You ain't going to be living paycheck to paycheck.
You literally going to be balling like you are. I'm not going to lie. We living like kings and queens.
We are. And that's another thing. Like with the Airbnbs out here, all of the Airbnbs can turn into rentals. They offered for us to rent this house, but the thing is, it's too small. Matter of fact, let me just give you guys a tour. Let me give you guys a tour. I'll start. I'm going to flip it. I'm going to start at the front door. And I'm going to give you guys a tour so that you guys... Okay, how do I turn the camera?
I got you.
Oh, I see it.
Yep, right here.
So that you guys could see the basic makeup of the houses. So this is the entryway. This is dope. This is actually...
From lion's hair.
Lion hair.
And it's a lion of Judah.
Yes, it's so dope. And then you come into the living room, and over 90%, I would say over 95% of the houses come either partially or fully furnished. So if we did decide to rent this house out, everything in here that I'm about to show you comes with the house. So keep that in mind. This is the living room. Dining room. Marble table. This is real marble table. So that is definitely nice. They're big on washing your hands out here. So you'll see random sinks. Like this is the random sink in our current house. But when you go into the other houses, they just have random sinks. And that's only to remind you to wash your hands. Now, if you understand that that's a custom that they already had, you'll understand why COVID actually is not so rampant out here. Because they've been doing this before the CDC had to tell everybody to do that. So keep that in mind. I love the way they did this wall. It's 3D. It's absolutely amazing. This is the kitchen. You can access the kitchen 3 ways. The way that I just came, that way, or through the back door. There is a huge pantry. Okay, sorry. Okay, it's so many lights in here. I always flick off the wrong lights. See, it's like 5 of these. It's this one, and then you got these lights over here. It's just so many damn lights. And if you guys notice the plugs, so your electronics will not work here. So you have to get a converter, which is what we did. We got a plug converter so that we can plug in all of our electronics and our phones and stuff like that. So again, this is the kitchen.
And this is the Airbnb. What do you call it here?
This is the Airbnb. We're going to be staying here until we decide what house we want to get. Now, this is the hallway. I just showed you guys the front door. So if I was to go left, this is where the house starts. And notice the floor, they don't have carpet out here naturally because you walk on mud and it would be super dirty.
And we want to take y'all outside too.
Oh yeah, we will. So no house out here has carpet unless you do it yourself. Now, before I show you guys those rooms.
I got these, baby.
Thank you, my love. These are the bathrooms. This light comes on, right, babe? This one right here?
Yeah, I got it. Excuse me.
Look at our switches. And we got to figure out what light goes to what. This is our ironing area. Again, I told you about the random sink.
The storm. When it said boom, that's what you heard. Remember?
Oh, okay. This is the shower.
One of them.
Oh, yeah, one of the showers. So you go in, blah, 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 blah. It's super dope. Let me see. Okay. So it's so nice. I absolutely love it. Okay, so that's one bathroom. This is our, what is it? Sink area. I don't know why I couldn't think about that. Sink area. And then here is the toilet part. They do have these things for you to wash your butt if you're into that.
It's called singeing.
Singeing, that's what it is. If you want to singe yourself, you could singe yourself. Funny story, the first time I used it, I thought it was just to wash everything. But don't mind me, you know. This is the first bedroom. Where did those blankets come from? They must have brought them.
Yeah, he brought these.
Oh, okay.
He brought these. Jimmy did.
Oh, okay. So this is the first bedroom.
Got closet space and stuff.
Here's the closets. A lot of the closets are wardrobe cabinets. So you won't actually see closets. You'll see wardrobe closets because they're easy to go in and out.
And this Airbnb is Sister
Delicia's daughters. So if you guys do want to repatriate, there actually are houses that you can stay in. We pay $20 a day for this house.
But that's our deal. That's our deal.
That is our deal.
That's our deal because of our connection.
Right. But
that's another one.
They definitely work with you. I believe it's normally $50, but since we
40. It's 40.
Oh, 40.
Yeah.
But since what we're doing and because we are friends of the family, they gave us a really good deal. But yeah, $40 a day.
I find these cute.
And it's for the whole house. So, and they do these little cute things. They were for our kids, but we didn't bring our kids.
They be here in 2 weeks, the children.
The 22nd.
The 22nd, yeah.
So yeah, they wanted to have that ready for the kids and stuff. I thought it was so cute. Again, wardrobe closet. Everything is wardrobe closets out here, which is actually very lovely. I like them. And then the master bedroom, excuse the bedroom. We're not unpacking because this is not our final destination. But this is the master bedroom. And the details of like all the small things that they put in here is actually amazing. Like there's like a heart on the top.
to show the
It's
heart.
so
That is
cool. Like,
that's banging, ain't it?
yeah, I like how they did that. Now, the net over the bed is something that I want you guys to take heed to, because if you were to see my poor ankles right now, them little mosquitoes done ate for days. You will get ate up by mosquitoes. In Moshi, though, you're less likely to see a bunch of mosquitoes because of the location. My mosquito bites actually came from when we were in Dar es Salaam and they had just towed me up. So there's another wardrobe closet.
Yeah, you got the bath.
And then here is the bathroom. You got the toilet. Again, it has the thing. And then this is the shower. Very nice. I like the way they... Okay, so here's the thing on malaria, and I'm glad that you brought that up, Sister Kaya, because when we first got out here...
You got your shoes, babe?
My what?
That means you put on your shoes because we're...
Oh, let me get my sandals.
Where's the key at?
I don't have the key.
I got the keys.
I don't know where my shoes are. Oh, here they go. Okay, so here's the thing on malaria. There is malaria out here, but it's not rampant like we thought it was. We were under the impression that if you get bit by a mosquito, you automatically get malaria. How ignorant we were. It's actually not like that. The cases of malaria are low. We got malaria pills, and we shouldn't have. We shouldn't have got malaria pills because there's so many natural remedies to malaria, and plus the pills was making our stomach hurt, and we didn't like that, and so we stopped taking it. Our friend Delicia, she concocts this drink.
Where your slippers at?
I got my slippers on.
Okay, come on.
She concocted this drink. Was it chloride?
Something.
It wasn't chloride. It was chlora something. I'll get the mix for you.
So show them the gate and stuff, and show how.
Oh yeah. So see, this is what the gates look like. We are surrounded in a compound, and the top of the fence there is an electric fence up
so
there.
You can't come through.
Yeah. So even if you try to come over, you're gonna get electrocuted. Naturally.
My.
Here is like the back of the house and stuff. So yeah, in Uganda, malaria is big. In Tanzania, not so much. There are cases of malaria, but you mainly get it in the areas that's by like
Ocean area.
Yeah, like ocean areas or lake area. Chloroquine, that's it, sister.
I think that's it right there.
So you get those drops.
That with lime.
You mix that with lime,
a
pure lime, nothing else. No lemon juice,
and
no.
it kills everything.
It kills
because
it.
It creates an oxygen that releases out any toxin in your body, and it literally works. Like say if you got a cold, like within like an hour or so, it just be
It'll
gone.
go away. And see, what you do is you put the chloroquine, I can't say it, y'all, but you put that in the drink, and then you squeeze the lemon in it, you mix it, and you let it sit for 3 minutes. You have to let it sit for 3 minutes so that the liquids can form each other and all of that, get all your good stuff. And then you add a little bit of water, you drink it, and then you add more water and drink that to get what's left at the bottom. Now,
it kills malaria.
It kills more than malaria. It kills a whole bunch of stuff.
And from what we hearing, it also killed COVID too. From what we hear,
and that's what a lot of locals said, is that they didn't get COVID because they did those drinks every day. Yeah, keep the body alkaline. That's very, very
also,
true.
Also, you show them some flowers.
Oh yeah,
like that. Especially over here.
We got nice palm trees.
Yeah, big palm trees. All over. Come on with me, babe. Walk with me. I'll show them something. Okay.
So yeah, again, you guys, it's like It's 4 o'clock in the morning our time. So you're not gonna see a bunch of. Turn the light on. There's a side light. You gotta find it. Oh wait, let me see if I could turn this light on. Let me show y'all this thing, y'all. Oh nope, it's unavailable. Oh, bring that light that's on the seat. Let me show y'all this bug. Now this is the first time I'm seeing it. My husband told me about it, but I don't think I believed him. But we finna see it together. Now, if I have a heart attack, it's my husband's fault. Holy crap! That's a snail.
Right. And I seen it there this morning, and it's still there.
Look how slow it's moving.
Mm-hmm. Leave it alone. Please,
I ain't
baby,
gonna mess
don't
with
kill
it.
it.
I don't kill snails.
Okay. Look, this is nice bushy flower. That's nice, right? Let's go down the line and look at the flowers.
They're big on their flower and stuff out here.
Mm-hmm.
You see that everywhere, and I love it. And then, so I told you guys about the groundskeeper.
Yeah.
There's a back house out here.
Right here.
So you see that often out here. Right. They're called the servants' headquarters. And so a lot of houses come with that. You'll find, and when you do have a servant, 9 times out of 10, their pay is fixed into the rent. And then they stay in those houses for free. And so it's just, okay, it's just good to tip them. Because like our keeper, Jimmy, yeah, this is the gate. You see, oh, he locked it, huh? We can't go out.
Yeah, we can go out. I got the keys. You want to step out for a minute?
I kind of do.
Okay, hold this.
Because I kind of want to show them the outside. Oh my God, it's so loud, you guys.
I know, but hold on.
I hope we don't wake up Jimmy.
I hope we don't either, but
he be up, huh?
He's always up. He's up now. I don't know how to use this joint. It's a special. There you go. I got it, y'all.
Okay, good. Shalom, Leia. Here, hold this.
There you go. Hold up. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, like this. Hold on, y'all. There we go.
Okay, good.
There we go. Just leave it.
Here, hold the light. Okay, so this is the, they're actually developing the road out here. This is under construction.
You can see the front right here, but you're going to have to watch your step. Okay.
So this is the outside of the house. It was just raining. It was like literally pouring down. So you see the gate up there? That's an electric gate. So you'll definitely be safe. You don't have to worry about
anybody that go over that, they're gonna die.
Yeah, because that is.
And they're gonna be doing it still out there. Look at this nice house right over there too.
Yeah. So see.
They got nice houses all down there.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, it doesn't look that different from what we're used to.
All right, so let me lock this back up.
Yep. And so, girl, listen, I'm telling you, you will trip out. The monkeys here be like, you see monkeys a lot out here. It's a lot of monkeys. They're all friendly though, and they're cute. And I'm not gonna lie, I always wanted a monkey, so they better watch out for me, because I might take them.
I love the grass.
Me too.
And y'all think this is how our house that is going to be even way better than this.
Right. You know what? When we go view it today,
that's to the back right here too.
Wait, let me go around. I don't want to step over these plants.
Right, let's go.
So there's also an outside kitchen. of course, for like barbecuing. They do a lot of that out here. They do a bunch of outdoor cooking. So this is the back of the house.
So you can clean your stuff here. Especially if you're having Passover. Notice it got two separate things. So you can drain the blood in one area, clean in the other area.
And this is common. A lot of houses have these outside kitchens. This door is the door to the kitchen I was showing you guys. Which is another way we get into the house. But I don't want to unlock it.
That's Jimmy's affair right there.
Yeah, Jimmy, he does that. And then, Dad, look, come here. Point it up there. So I don't know if you guys could see that.
Come closer, just go closer.
It says poly tank. This is how they do their water out here. So it's this huge jug. That's maybe how many gallons you think that is? 100?
I don't know, baby. It's a lot. I know that.
It might be over 100. But they get all of their water. We get all of our water from this tank. And when it runs out, it has to be refilled. I'm not sure yet how they refill it, but I know that they refill it.
Let's go back so we don't wake up Jimmy.
Yeah, we're going to go back in because we don't want to wake up Jimmy. He works very hard, and so I want to respect his sleep. But this is just to show you a well-rounded house that is not expensive at all. Yeah, we can go back in. So we'll be.
I'm okay.
You okay, babe? We'll be staying here.
And all that. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. No, I'm not.
You were saying, you hear the crows?
Right. And Mount Kilimanjaro, you can't see it right now, but later on today we'll show you. It's right over there.
Yep, you can see it from this spot right here. And a cistern. That's what it is. The flight was long and tiring. Oh my goodness. I dread doing that flight again. Oh yeah. This is the porch. I told you they love their plants.
I can sit here and read.
Chill. Yep. So.
Just showing you how you can just sit here and chill.
You finna hear all the what is that? A rooster. You finna hear all the roosters. This morning, they be going off. Shalom, Ima, shalom. But yeah, so we just wanted to show you guys, there is a huge community here. And, the crazy thing is, like, you never really know who is Hebrew. Like, my husband met the Rasta. Babe, can you turn that fan on?
Yes, babe.
Hold on. A lot of the locals, like, you find out that they're Hebrew by either them seeing our fringes, my husband telling them, stuff like that. So there's a huge community here. There's a huge community in Dar es Salaam. One of my husband's colleagues is moving his entire congregation out here to Moshi, right, babe?
Yes.
He's moving his congregation out here to Moshi. And so that is 175, right? How many is it?
Yeah.
It's 175?
Right, and that's added on to they don't even know about the stuff about the chief rabbi, none of that stuff.
Oh, I can tell them. I totally forgot about that.
They put it inside the East African joint on Saturday. They're going
to do the ceremony?
Yeah.
That's actually cool. So yeah, he's moving his congregation out here to Moshi, and that's 175. And then we have confirmed 200 families, Hebrew Israelite families out here
in Moshi, yeah.
In Moshi, and so we are on a mission to. We're on. Where's that? Okay, go ahead. I got this. It's fine.
Okay.
We're on a mission to find those families so that we can all consolidate it and, basically start our own community. Is there a family package price deal? For the flight, So for me and my family, there wasn't per se a package deal, but the flights are actually cheap. Ours were 700 and I know.
You know, showing that. Yep.
Oh, I'm finna drink this.
But that's the M. They on that.
Oh yeah,
got that in the States.
this is their energy drinks.
Right.
It's more of a natural energy drink. But so the tickets were $756. So it actually wasn't expensive. I'm supposed to be going back, even though I don't know if I'm gonna go back or if I'm gonna stay and just have just send for everybody. But
my sister-in-law bring everybody.
yeah, cause she we got round trips. We got round trip.
You want to do that.
Yeah.
Because if you don't get round trip, you get one way, it just be too many questions.
Yeah, like, and I'm glad that you pointed that out because we do need to tell them about that. So for a family of four, no, how many is 4, 5, 6? So for 7 of us to fly was going to be $4,000. So that's actually not a lot for all 7 of us. So I think that's a good deal, and it was on Emirates. So another thing is, wait, what was you just saying? I forgot that quick.
Oh, don't buy a one-way ticket.
Oh, okay. Right.
Trip.
So when you go through customs and you go through immigration and all of that, they need to see a return flight, because if you don't have citizenship and you don't have a return flight, they can deny you from entering the country.
Right.
And so,
and if they ask what is your reasons coming, you say,
tourist. If you say business, it's a whole much. You have to show them this and show them that, and it's just a lot. So the easiest way to do it is to say that you're just coming out here as a tourist, because you can always change that. All you have to do is go to immigration, let them know, hey, I want to stay, I want to do the business, and then you could do everything at that point. But to just get in the country, it's easier to say that it's a visitor's visa.
I got to do a testimony. I got to give a brief testimony.
What?
When we was there, they loved us. The people that,
oh, yeah, they do.
Come in. So we had did some research. So they stamped our visas, did all that. Oh, yeah. And instead of us, how every 3 months you have to...
Every 90 days.
90 days. They blessed us so deeply, because I went and did some research with other people's passports and different things. They literally, we don't have to actually renew nothing for a whole year.
Yeah.
They actually gave us a year.
I don't know why they did that.
I don't know why they did that for us. I do, the Most High.
Right.
But
our visas are good until March of 2022. And
we don't have to do the 90 days. Right.
It was very weird because, we came in, we chopping it up with the guy and everything, and
he just took a liking to us.
Yeah, he was joking with us and all of that, and then when we went to go stamp our visas, I was scared at first because, every time somebody grabs my passport, it's like they go to another room.
Yeah, they go in the back.
Even at the bank.
Yeah, they went to the back.
Every single time they grab my passport, they do that, and it was scaring me. But when they finally gave us the passports back, our visa was for a year. Mm-hmm. And so we was looking okay, so does that mean that we have a year to use it, or does that mean that it's good for a year, but the expiration date was March of 2022. Right. And so
we study other people's passports. We study other people's passports, and when there's a stamp, it says 90 days. It gives the date that they came in, and then whatever 3 months, the date to go back and redo it. But ours was a whole total year, so we don't even have to deal with them for a whole year.
And so that was really cool. However, naturally, the visas are 90 days no matter what visa you go for, which is why we're working with the locals to get it to where we don't have to renew it every 30 days. Every 90 days.
Also, explain to them about 6 Pan-African conferences. So many new people in here.
Right.
We can bring that
So the
to-
reason, okay, so what has been done is back in 1974, Prince Asiel and other delegates came to Dar es Salaam during the Yep.
Well,
They-
let me explain that real fast. During the Bantu expansion, a lot of the names, like some people say Mount Kilimanjaro is Mount Zion, King David, city over there. I don't agree with that. What I do agree with is that many of the Tanzanians are in fact of Israelite descent. A lot of times what we would do is when we would move into areas where people didn't dwell at, we would name them areas names based on where we previously came. So even though you might hear people say that Mount Kilimanjaro is Mount Zion, things of that nature.
Yeah, because they do
that's
say
not the historical Mount Zion. So I don't wanna take away from the historical reality that's in what we would consider today the land of Israel, even though the whole land of Israel for us is northeastern Africa based on Genesis 15:18. But I really stay clear from that, brother Ebad, because you have them same concepts with people that claim that South America is Israel, things of that nature. So we want to be very careful and mindful because, we know the history of some of the local Israelite tribes. And from my research of some of the local Israelite tribes out here, and I will be documenting this, they literally say that they came from what we consider today over in quote-unquote modern-day Israel today and migrated down there. So we don't want to make it seem like what is known as the land of Israel today, that's not the real Israel. We don't want to fall victim to pseudo-understanding of things, and we'll get attacked. Even many of the locals know for a fact that that's just a renaming of a previous Mount Zion. Right. So that's all I wanted to do.
And see, to back that up too.
So we don't get into all that.
Right.
We let y'all have that.
The one cool thing that I find about out here is that how people try to say that the blacks aren't Israel, right?
Now we're not saying everybody here is Israel, but maybe most of them out here are Israel.
Oh yeah, because see, here's the thing: there's a lot of tribes out here that still practice the original customs.
Right.
And being that they weren't sold into slavery, their history and culture wasn't stripped of them. So if we're not Israel, why are they practicing what their ancestors passed down to them?
And they calling themselves Yahudi.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. That's how they identify.
And you got lands over here. Like they call themselves, what's the word they use? Habari, Habar, something they say all over this country, and that's another name for the term Ibaria or Hebrew or Ivri. So you see it.
So yeah, we're definitely. My husband was talking about that. He's gonna.
I just want to say this one thing because he's saying something. Only thing I can tell you is when you do your ground for. See, I've been back and forth in Israel. Mona, when you start talking about where the true Jerusalem at, where they say where Jerusalem at today, the Europeans, I don't believe that. I believe that Jerusalem is in southern Israel, in Arad. You know what I mean? The real Mount Zion is in Arad, where archaeologist Amaria Hoshua Amaria is at. You know, he proved it. Like archaeologically, he has proved that to be so. You know what I'm saying? So, again, I don't really get into these arguments. I'm a Hebrew Israelite sovereign national, so I don't care if you believe that Mount Zion is on the moon. At the end of the day, we are Israel. So I've been surpassed that years ago. And also, I see brother Kumar on here. Shalom. Give a shout out to all Hebrew Israelite sovereign nationals from India. This brother right here, Kumar, has invited me and my Isha. I ain't even get to tell her yet. We have been invited to India to go see our family. We will be out there, Kumar. We just setting up everything here. Next month I will be in what's that, Nairobi, Kenya.
Nairobi, yeah.
So I'll be lecturing in Kenya. We're gonna keep y'all posted on that. So I'm gonna pass it back to my wife.
Right.
And that's just basically
So
it.
look, actually, to touch on that, right?
Shalom, shalom.
You going to Kenya to do your lectures and stuff. One cool thing, there was a sister from Kenya that reached out to me saying that she was so happy that we were out here because she wanted us to teach her village. She said that half of her village still identifies with their Hebrew roots, but the other half was influenced by Western thought into believing in Jesus. And so she wants us to come to her village and teach them about who they really are, and teach them about how the white man gave us Jesus, and Jesus is not the Most High, and everything. So I think it's really cool how you do have those who know exactly who they are. They know exactly what was done to them, because even though our history was taken from us, you do have the whites that came into Africa and tried to strip them from their history as well. And that village is one of them. They are literally split from Christianity and Hebrew. And so go ahead, baby.
Also, shout out to Hula Barakati. Yeah, Hula Barakati. He's a historian out here. He's letting me know who is Israel and who's not. There's 120 tribes.
Yes.
Over like this ball sharp.
He sent us the name of all the Hebrew tribes out here. And you said, okay, it's 100 and what?
22 tribes.
And we are going to visit every last one of them.
Every last one.
Like, that is and I told my husband, actually I didn't tell you this part. I'm going to turn it into a documentary.
Okay.
Like I did for the Dora Return, but with extensive footage, with first primary sources and everything. Like, I want to because see, people have the wrong impression about Africa and the tribes out here. And my husband wants to locate all of these tribes, and we want to get it on video to show you guys. We want to show you guys the truth about Africa, which is why, good or bad, we want to let you guys know.
Absolutely. Also, our brother from India, he's here now, Kumar. He said, I am here with Mashara Yasha'Allah, Chova, India. Yeah, I know who you with, man. He originally from New York and came out there to India. You were at Mashara Yasha'Allah. That's House of David, Elder Barak, that whole I didn't even know you was with them. That's deep, you know what I mean? And then you also said, welcome to the Sadists. Well, let me explain who the Sadists are. Before you had the West African slave trade, you had the East African slave trade. And a lot of the tribe of Judah, members from the Northern Kingdom, migrated. Well, let me back it up. You had remnants of the Northern Kingdom that during the Assyrian occupation went into India, China, Tibet, different areas like that. But the Sadists, they're of the Southern Kingdom, and during slavery times, a lot of them were pushed into the Indus Valley, whether they were mercenaries, slaves navigating on ships, whatever the case. It's a big community of them, and they're now regaining their heritage. So shout out to the Sadists, as well as give a shout out to the rising and the re-arising of the Yadava community out there in the Indus Valley in India too, who's also regaining their heritage. So I just wanted to give a shout out, and I thank all those from India that support my work. You know what I mean? Because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have been able to piece a lot of the history of us tracing our roots back to the Indus Valley. So shout out to all Hebrew Israelite sovereign nationals in India.
You want to know something funny? And like, this is no shot at anybody. It's just an observation. I haven't seen no Mexicans.
Oh yeah, we need to speak upon that as well. I'm every person that I've talked to, I'm talking about locals that are deep into the Hebrew culture over in India, Zanzibar, Kenya, Uganda, Ethiopia. They don't know nothing about no 12 tribe chart. They don't know nothing. They know about the 12 tribes of Israel now, but they don't know nothing about no 12 tribe chart.
Right.
They don't know nothing about no Spaniards or Spanish being Israel, nor no so-called Native Americans being Israel. We know that there are certain tribes in the wilderness of North America that are in fact Israelites through the navigation of Solomon coming over here. And the different Hebrew artifacts that they found in the United States are nothing but archaeological findings that were connected to colonies. The Native Americans as a collective body are not Israelites. A lot of the natives, matter of fact, we have Brother Kumar from India here right now here to tell you. And East Indian history, you can go into the Puranas, you can go into the Veda, you can go into the Manayama, these different East Indian books, and they call America in the Sanskrit Patala. They called it Patala, which later was translated into certain Native American tribes as Atala, and it actually means underworld or hell, because a lot of the natives were in fact exiled ex-Brahmins that were exiled into what we consider America Day as a product. They may have been off, they may have been out of order, so all their exiles and outcasts, they were sending them to what we know as North America, and that's what created what we know as the Native Americans. That's why when you study these Q haplogroups, you can tell that they go back to Mongolia and the Gobi Desert, and then the old haplogroups going back to the Australoid or the Australians. So we know who these people are today. And everybody that we talk to, they don't know nothing about no Spanish Israelites. Not to say that there's not Israelites amongst the Hispanics, because it is. So I want to make this clear. I'm not saying that every Hispanic isn't an Israelite. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying that the bulk of them are not Israelites. Now, when you start talking about so-called African Americans, the bulk of us is Israel. We are Israel. The ones that may not be, they might have mixed so-called Negro mother with a Euro Gentile father, or any other nation for that matter that may not be of Israel. But the point of the subject matter is our people don't know nothing about these people. The 12 tribe chart was created based upon a dream that the late Rabbi Bivens had, but he told our late Chief of Chiefs, Naphtali, he said, this is just a hook, man. All the elders that's still alive in New York knew Rabbi Bivens. The brother said the Garden of Eden is in Asia. We all came from Asia, from the East. It's kind of the truth what you're saying, but we want to be mindful. At one time, the earth didn't look the way that it looked today. So if you're talking about where humanity come from, here at the Mighty Hebrew University, we teach that the humanity came by the way of what we know as Madagascar / Tanzania, and start, going all around the world. The oldest name we can go back to is called Tamanadu, which they translate as ancient Lemuria, okay? And then you have roughly 5.5 million BCE, a group of melanated people from the Madagascar, Tanzania area called Romorhos that migrated into West Africa, even though it wasn't called West Africa at that time. It was called, well, there were different names. The oldest name we can go back to is Grabansi, because a lot of that area was underwater. So those Romorhos that went into this area created what we call today the Atlantean Empire that stretched from the eye of the Sahara all the way to the city of the Golden Gate, which is South America, which was 5.5 million BCE. It's when the Romans came. But 4.5 million BCE is when you have the Atlantean Empire, the Atlantean root epic stretching. This is the line that the descendants, this is the line from which Noah came from. Remember, when we look at the history of Noah and the Table of Nations, now we're talking post-flood history. But that post-flood history was the fourth and the last flood, which was 9,564 BCE. But there were other previous floods. So when we say Asia, remember these terms like Asia, Africa, Australia, none of that stuff existed. The land mass was totally different. So with the best, what we say here at the Mighty Hebrew University is that we came with the earth. And there were different epochs of time that different species came. So we don't teach a monogenesis here. We teach a polygenesis. So there were different Genesis accounts of different species that came. Our hominoid family started mixing with certain species, producing hybrid species such as the Rempopithecus, 14.5 million BCE. Australopithecus, 3.2 million BCE. Then you got your Homo erectus, your Neanderthalians. Why do you think they got RH monkey DNA in them? Because they were mixing with species that weren't of their hominoid family. Just like you got us, we got what is known as a ghost gene DNA, and that's why, because there were species that our forefathers and foremothers were mixing with that don't even exist today, that scientists can't even identify with. And then you got the X-DNA gene amongst these Native American tribes, and they already abstracted DNA from bone fragments of these giants, and this is why they call them X-DNA. So what I'm saying is, when we start talking about the Garden of Eden, the Garden of Eden is in fact the whole entire northeastern Africa, because you can align Genesis chapter 2:13 with the four riverheads with Genesis 15:18. Remember, our demarcation stations is from the Nile River to the Euphrates. So Uganda is Israel, Kenya is Israel, Tanzania is Israel, Egypt is Israel, Ethiopia, Jordan, Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, Iran, the fake state of Israel. All that Palestine, Jordan, Lebanon, the whole entire northeastern Africa with the demarcation stations of the peace sign and the Guyana all the way to the Euphrates. That constitutes the whole northeastern Africa. That is the Garden of Eden. Eden itself is the whole entire planet. It's the whole entire planet, okay? The garden is northeastern Africa. That's why it's called the Garden of Eden. Remember, man, quote unquote, or it really says Ha-Adam, the firstborn rising with outstretched arms, was placed in the garden. It never said that Ha-Adam was created in the garden, but Ha-Adam was placed in the garden. And this correlates with the Ramahos. Remember, this correlates with the Ramahos pushing up. But that's a different story, a different topic. So what we're saying is, we've always been with the planet. Right. Okay, don't think, never try to conceptualize the earth, as Dr. Cosriel said it best. Never try to conceptualize the earth without people. And we didn't have clothes on. We were always intelligent. Right. We lost focus of that when we started going into certain jungle regions and being one with the surroundings, and a lot of people lost focus of that. And just adapted to the environment. So that's all I wanted to say. Pass it back to my Isha. Hallelujah.
That was very, very insightful, actually. I'm glad you broke that down. So with that being said, y'all could use a bit.
You're absolutely right, brother. It all depends on which flood you're talking about, because the first flood was 800,000 BCE. That was the original first flood of the Atlantean root epic. Then you have another flood, which is 200,000 BCE. The Atlantean root epic was split into two, Ruta and Datia. 80,000 BCE. Now, Datia is destroyed and left Ruta. When you go into Plato's records, Ruta is known as Poseius or Poseidonus. The last flood was 9,564 BCE, Noah's flood. It used the Hebrew word Eretz or Arat Tazah, which only means a region, a field. So you're absolutely correct. The whole earth was not flooded. Absolutely, Yahweh.
Absolutely. And One thing I'm enjoying about being out here is the fact that we do get to put all of this and see all of this firsthand. Like, we're going to have them take us to Mount Kilimanjaro for us to climb probably the first 2 or 3 tiers.
Absolutely.
The higher you go, the thinner the air is, the colder. It's literally like wintertime on that. Wintertime on that mountain all the time, to where when you climb it, you'll have to be fully clothed or you can't freeze to death.
Okay.
So we are going to try to climb it as well as...
And we will be having the Mighty Hebrew Israelite Sabbath Nationalistic University classes.
Yep.
And my wife had a brilliant idea. She was like, well, you need to, like, stream your classes in certain areas. And I've always wanted to live in front of Mount Kilimanjaro. You know what I'm saying? So I said, what would be better if we live stream the classes in front of Mount Kilimanjaro, or in a cave, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Now, those that are in Tanzania, they will be live and direct with me. You know what I mean? That's a part of the classes. And the only ones that be able to see the classes
are the students.
I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all won't. If you don't enroll and you don't pay, you won't be able to see. Because remember, even though it's not about money, but money is involved. So remember, we have to maintain ourselves. Things cost money. It's a real online university. It's, as a matter of fact, it is the very first accredited Hebrew Israelite University
in history of history.
The Mighty Hebrew University is the first accredited. There's no Hebrew Israelite University that has been accredited except the Mighty Hebrew University, and that's a fact, and that's on record. So,
and being that, which is why we want to bring you guys extensive knowledge, which is why, like he said, it's not about money. But when I sit up here and I think about my own schooling, you know, many of you know I'm in pre-law right now. And that's another thing I want to touch on is about the school. But I'm in pre-law right now. And so although we're over in Africa, I am still doing my school. But I say that to say, if we can pay to go to your Gentile schools, we should pay to go to our own schools. You know what I'm saying? It's not a money thing, but when you think about the hard work that goes into it, because...
No, you do that, and then when you finish, then I answer that.
Oh, okay. When you think about all the man hours put into it, like my husband's literally going to be going and hunting down these tribes to give you guys primary sources on it. You know, I'm the one building the university, the classes, adding the curriculum, like literally the website I'm building from the ground up. So we're doing everything ourselves. We're not paying people to do it because nobody can see the vision that we see. And if you want something right, do it yourself. And so we're putting in a lot of hours into making sure that the Mighty Hebrew University brings forth a well-rounded education for those enrolled. And so, you know, I feel like everything that you guys are going to get, and I will have a pamphlet to send to post and send you guys. It'll be a physical pamphlet. Like, it's literally an authentic university. It'll have a library for you guys to purchase books, like tutors. We're working now on getting financial aid. So we're literally like, we always say that we don't have our own stuff. Right. Well, now you do.
Absolutely.
You're going to have your own Mighty Hebrew University. We're going to have our own retreat center. We're going to have our own gymnastics team to represent Africa. We are really trying to pave the way to be the community and the nation that a lot of people don't know that we can be.
Absolutely.
So, you said that you wanted to answer a question?
Yes, two of them. One from our brother from India want me to answer a question. And brother Ebad. So since Ebad went first, I'm going to answer his question. He was speaking about Bitter Sheep. He just put up something else after that. I'm not going to be there to answer too many questions because this is more or less about the repatriation thing. But I'm gonna
You
answer.
want me to read the question?
No, it's okay.
Oh, okay.
Matter of fact, you can. Yeah,
Okay.
sure you can. That's not the one.
Oh, okay.
Let me go because he just put that one up. So let's go. Okay, that's the one he put up, and then you can read that to the family.
Okay, so it says, yes, you're right, because Genesis 1 and 2 from thou, waste and void, destroyed. And then it says, something was there before waste and destruction. Otherwise, two and bow would not be used.
Absolutely. Now again, remember the word bereshit, or in ancient Hebrew, bereshit means in beginning. So when you talk about Yisrael being the interdimensional people, we're we're multi-dimensional. So when you start dealing with this reawakening of the masters of wisdom, whatever frequency that you're on, your understanding will align with the code of Bereshit at that time. When you look at Genesis 1-2, what you're seeing, or 1-1 to 2, is Israel in an etheric state crystallizing into a watery bodily element. Genesis 1-1, from our calculations, even connecting with certain Hebrew calculations and even amongst Indus Valley Yuga calculations, is 320 million BCE at this time. Once we started to formulate ourselves more, now we're talking 187 million BCE. This is Bereshit chapter 1 verse 2. It used the Hebrew word that you're talking about, tohu wabohu. It means quote unquote chaos and void. Now we know that the word void is really a mistranslation because there was something there. The ancient Hebrews, when they spoke of chaos, they only meant that things were arranged.
Right.
That's all.
Right.
But once the spark of thought came into being, then the mathematical order took place. So there were many beginnings, thus showing that we didn't look at things from a linear perspective, but we looked at things from a cyclic perspective with a line underneath it. So it was just continuous cycles and seasons. That's why every 6,000 years in our history, that's a quarter cycle of our history. Mm-hmm. Every 25,000 years is a whole cycle. So most Israelites that come into this culture after leaving Christianity, they talk about Ha'adam as if you're talking 6,000 years, not understanding that's only a quarter of our cycle of history. But there were continuous cycles. There is no beginning with us. Even the most honorable Elijah Muhammad broke it down best. What is the birth date of the original man? The original man has no beginning and ending. We are the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, the father of civilization, the gods of the universe and goddesses of the universe. And I even take it further, the multiverses, because there are more verses than this one. Okay? So now getting to brother, I see you keep putting up joints, but I can't answer no more questions because I want this to be focused on the repatriation. But what I will do, Ibad, there's countless videos that I made. You know, you can go on Global Media Inc. on YouTube, look up the 7 emanated cycles of the Adamic family of nations. And you will be able to see how I break all this down, okay?
You know what? Maybe you could post that when we get off.
Yeah, what I'll do is when I get off Abab, I'll play it as a watch party after this, and I'll break the whole emanation, falsely called creation, down. Nobody can, they never challenge this because I don't read the Hebrew based on the Masoretic, Sephardic Hebrew when I get into Torah. I read it by the way of the Sinaitic, archaic, picturetic Hebrew hieroglyph. And in that retrospect, it has a whole nother different connotation. Now to my brother from India. He wanted to know about the Falasha real quick. Yes, the so-called Falashas, you have different stories about how they came into what we know as Ethiopia today. But the oldest information that we can go to is a record known as the Kibla Nages. And what they teach is that Solomon had another wife by the name of Makeda, the queen of Sheba, and they had a son named Menelik. Menelik means from the king, which the king at that time was Solomon. And you had also later on in the history Zodok the priest, and you had 1,000 from each of the 12 tribes of Israel that went into Israel and created what is known as Habit Yisrael, today known as the so-called Falasha. Now, you may have in certain Israelite circles, they're trying to say that the Falashas are converts and they're really Hamitic. Because of the misinformation coming from out of many of the One West camps, they have a misunderstanding of the Israelite presence in Africa. One of the misunderstandings is they think that the Northern Kingdom went into the Americas because they're looking at Osiris, because they're studying in the Apocrypha, 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, starting at verse 37, shooting down to 47. And in their mind, they're thinking Osiris is North America, South America, Central America, and the Caribbean islands. No, Osiris is in fact Northwest Africa. Why you think when you study a lot of these tribes in Africa, the Zulu, the Bantu, all these different tribes, why you think they got Israelite customs? Because majority of them are part of the Northern Kingdom. Let me give you some ground foot work to prove this. Go to southern Nigeria. There's a people known as the Kum and Rom people, known as the strange people, but they call themselves Bene Ephraim, the tribe of Ephraim. To this day, they have a 1900-year-old Torah in parched in Aramaic. Now, you know what that proves? That proves that they're telling the truth about them migrating from Israel to Nigeria. Now, at the time, what we know as Nigeria, when they came there, it wasn't called Nigeria then. Nobody lived in that land at all. So in the vernacular that they had, they called it Diomi, which means good water, because they found good, pure water there. The locals don't know how the word Diomi or Dahomey start pushing to the coast. They don't know how it happened. And then later on it became known as Nigeria. But we have Northern Kingdom tribes that are still practicing the Hebrew culture that live in West Africa, okay? And we have archaeological records, okay, in parts in Aramaic, because remember, when we came from out of them captivities, what language was we speaking in? Aramaic. So it aligns with the migrational patterns. The Native American tribes cannot do that. Now, what they're doing over where y'all at in America is that they're taking things like the Los Lones inscription that they found in Hidden Mountain and Los Lones, New Mexico, the Davenport Stela, the Long Island inscriptions, different things that they're finding, and they feel as though this is proof that the North American, South American, and Central American natives are Israelites. That's not proof. That's only showing us that these archaeological relics were part of colonies during the time of Solomon and different navigational fleets that the so-called Phoenicians, which were a part of the nation of Israel, along with their triple alliance that Solomon made with Hyman, king of Tyre, and Akhenaten, the king at that time, or the Nasut, the pharaoh at the time. Akhenaten was not a contemporary of Moses. He was a contemporary of Solomon. Different story, a different topic. We can prove it because we have the 3 languages where y'all at in the wilderness of North America that they found. So these were colonies. These archaeological relics that they're finding were only connected to colonies. And also I challenge, if the so-called North American, Central American, and South American natives are Israelites, why can't we find the evolution of the Hebrew language over there? Like if you go to Israel right now, and if you go to certain areas in northeastern Africa, you can see the evolution of the Hebrew language with papyruses, different things like that. You got the Dead Sea Scrolls. Nah, don't hit that. Don't hit that.
No, I'm not. I was going to bring the island.
Okay. Different things of that nature. You can see the evolution. Even in Kiswahili. What is Kiswahili? It is a mixture of Hebrew, Arabic, and the different slave masters that came because it was a language of trade. Now, why would Swahili be saturated with Hebrew and Arabic.
Right.
Why? Because the slaves that the Portuguese, the French, all these different people were gravitating to were in fact Israelites. Some that still was upholding their Israelite culture, some that was practicing Islam. So this is why you see the Arabic and Hebrew influence inside Kiswahili. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. That was actually a great lesson. And
so
again,
the natives are not Israelites. We got to stop this madness. We're here on ground. When you go study the Native Americans over there, they're not saying that they're Israelites, man.
Right.
When you study their customs, they're inserting themselves like you ancient watchmen. Y'all inserting yourselves, and y'all are culture bandits, and y'all stealing the heritage that don't have nothing to do with y'all. Right. Now, that's not to say that you don't have Latinos that are not Israelite, because you do. What we saying is the Afro-Latinos. That Afro-Latinos, they are brothers and sisters. But you Spaniards that's running around here talking about y'all Israel and y'all not, and y'all making false doctrines talking about y'all the Canaanites. We have ground proof. We can show you who the Canaanites are.
Oh,
we can show you. Yeah.
That guy that sent you a list. We can go interview the Canaanites and y'all can see the features and everything. We can interview
these tribes that are around here that are descendants of Canaan.
We will interview the Canaanites so you can see how different they look from us.
They look
firsthand in Africa.
And guess what? The original Canaanites got thin noses and thin lips. Why you think when you see some of them African tribes, they be having the narrow faces, the thin noses, the thin lips? They're really your Hamitic tribes. Your Shemitic tribes got the broad noses, the thick lips. See how they reversed it. To prove it, why you think when you look at the Cometians or the Egyptian mummies that they found, why you think they got the narrow faces, the thin noses, the thin lips? Even though they don't have no European, that's just their DNA abstraction. Right. That's just their phenotype. But my whole point is, with pseudo historians in the 1900s that they were calling like Caucasoid Ethiopians, things of that nature, that's your real Hamitic tribes.
Right.
So cats don't even know what they talking about. The Hispanic community is a hybrid community that was developed 554 years ago. Mm-hmm. They are a mixture of the native tribes in that area in the Western Hemisphere, Israelites that came over on slave ships, along with other native tribes. Don't be a fool and think that every slave that came on them slave ships were Israelites. Stop lying.
Right.
All the slaves were not Israelites. You had certain tribes that were on them boats that were not Israelites. But what I will tell you is that the so-called African Americans that came on the slave ships of 1619, now all of them are Israelites. All of them are Israelites. But all of the West Indian Negroes, all of them are not Israel. Why you think when you look at the so-called Haitians, all of them are not Israel? Why you think they different from us? When you start going into Brazil and them different areas like that, even though we know that the word Brazil is a Hebrew word that means iron, we know all that, but that don't constitute everybody over there being Israel. Okay?
Right.
Just like the Olmecs. They're not Israel, even though you have people trying to say, oh, they're Israel. Oh, no, they're not Israel, they're Hamitic. The Olmecs, from my research, are a product of pre-flood tribes that existed before or pre-flood Olmecs that even existed before modern day Olmecs of the 14th, 13th, 12th century AD. Hallelujah. Or
Hallelujah.
ACD.
That was definitely very informative, and again, he will go into depth. You might even do a live later.
No, I can't. We got business to take care of, and I gotta focus on the lecture. But the lecture will be live this Saturday. I want to remind y'all again, since it's a bunch of y'all, announce it, babe, because you know the location.
Yeah,
I keep forgetting the name.
Saturday, April 3rd at 12 p.m. our time. We are 10 hours ahead of Seattle.
Okay.
So just to put that out there, but it'll be at the Landmark Hotel, and we will stream it live. I want to answer a couple of the questions about the educational system for the kids, because I did see a couple questions. Kalita, you asked about healthcare.
You want me to roll that up for you, babe? I'm in my land now. I ain't got to fake no jacks.
I was actually
I'm in my land.
I was looking for a piece of paper.
You want me to roll that up for you?
Yeah, because I want to keep the seeds.
Let me go over here real quick.
I want to keep the seeds so that I can grow. They do a lot of growing out here, you guys.
Okay. And you want me to put the seeds to the side?
Yeah, put the seeds. You know my seed bag?
Yeah, I'll bring it out.
Put it to the side and I'll put it in my seed bag.
Okay.
But I was gonna say, so when it comes to the healthcare, purchase international healthcare. It's anywhere. You could literally Google it, and they have all kind of rates starting from $5 to hundreds of dollars, depending on what you want. We didn't get health care because we have there's a lot of locals that we know who deal with more natural remedies. There are medicine doctors out here. So you don't really, people go to hospitals, but not really. Even when they catch malaria, people actually deal with it at home. Malaria is a nasty, severe case of the flu, basically. So this is the malaria pills. Let me see. Okay, y'all can't read it because his camera. Oh, there it is. Let's see. So doxycycline is it's to treat malaria. You take it a week or a couple days before you leave. You take it every day, and then you take it when you get back. We actually only took it for like 2 or 3 days because it started to make our stomach hurt, and so we stopped taking it. A lot of the locals honestly recommend that you don't take any pills unless you have malaria. In that case, you go to the hospital, and these are the pills that they give you to fight malaria. So it's really pointless. We did it the natural way, which is the chlorocycline or something like that. You use that with...
That's better than malaria.
It is, because it's natural. You use that and you mix it with lime juice, not lemon juice, lime juice. You let it sit for 3 minutes. You add in about maybe 3 capfuls of water. Mix it up, drink it, add a little bit more water, and drink that to get the rest of the resin. And then you'll actually feel your body start to heal. I got sick when we first got here. It was probably because I was drinking, but the mosquitoes, the pills, and the heat just made me really sick. And so we decided to do the natural way. You put the drops in there, you get the lemon juice, and you are good to go. You do that a couple times a week. You don't have to worry about no sickness. Yeah, so you do 3 doses. And you don't have to worry about any type of sickness, not malaria, not flu, not COVID, nothing. People do not wear masks out here. Right. People are not wearing masks out here. The only thing they do is they consistently wash their hands, but that's a custom that they acquired even prior to COVID. So that's really no change there. I also had questions. So if you guys want to get the international healthcare, just Google it. Google international healthcare. You'll have a lot of options to pick from. I just don't really see the need to do that. I feel like that's just a way of spending more money.
Especially if you're trying to separate from the Western.
Right. You want to do it the more natural way. It's so many people in Africa that have natural remedies. You can honestly see a local on the street and ask them what remedies they use. Everybody's friendly, so it's not like people try to withhold information or, stuff like that. The local, they really look out for each other. So I would recommend natural remedies from the locals versus yeah, so if you're not feeling good, I'm gonna get the drops. I'll get the exact name. But if you're really not feeling good, you should use these drops.
Who's that? Who's not feeling good?
I think it's Sister Cynthia Cox.
Oh, Cynthia Cox. Ask her what's wrong with her.
Right.
What's What symptoms is she having?
I'm not too sure, but somebody else said that they just got Invisalign, and so yeah. Hold on. Okay. Does that cover dental and vision? So yeah, if you get the international health insurance, you can add to it. So if you need if you need dental, if you need vision, whatever the case may be, you can put that on the insurance, and then they'll use it out here. Another thing to keep in mind is the dollar amount versus the Tanzanian shillings. They'll tell you, like, if you get sick and you go to the doctor, they'll be like, okay, so that's gonna be 100,000 shillings. That's actually only like $50. Like, so I say that to say, even if you do get sick and you have to go to the hospital, it's actually going to be very cheap. They have pharmacies that you could go to that you don't need prescriptions for. So, when it comes to sickness, I think you'll be okay out here because they deal with so much natural remedies. Like, they'll knock it out of you. I'm telling you, it's amazing. My husband's asthma has been so well. He got a ginger drink today. The mix that Sister Delicia gave us has definitely helped out. So, I think when it comes to sickness, you'll find a bunch of different remedies to use other than pills and, all that man-made crap that they use. Now, when it comes to, I did see questions about the children's education at the Mighty Hebrew University. So we will be offering classes for children. We want to get financial classes so that our kids can understand the finances prior to them turning 18 and messing up all they, credit, money, whatever. So we do want to offer that. We want to offer the finance classes. We want to offer, educational classes as far as heritage. We have a math teacher out here. So we actually I want to get together a group of people that can offer online homeschooling. My sister Amalia Yisrael, she is a certified teacher. And so we're going to use her to help us in teaching kids. I can't lie when I say that my sister is actually very good when it comes to kids because she helped me get my son all the way together.
Which one?
Todiah. Yeah. Like, my son, I'm not going to lie. My son was spoiled. He was a preemie. So when he came home, we just wanted to hold him. But in return, it made him completely spoiled, to where he always wanted to be picked up. Like, the moment you sit him down, he's crying like somebody's trying to kill him. And so my sister helped me break him of that. She gave me, pointers on motherhood and stuff like that. And so I feel like it'll be very useful because she has her degree in child development. So we want her to bring courses that can teach us about motherhood and, she really did. She really did. She got all them kids in check. They wake up on time for their homeschool every day now without us telling them. And the crazy thing is, for a year now, since they've been homeschooled, because of the pandemic, they've been late all the time because it's so hard to get them up. Dealing with work and school, it's been so hard to keep up on everything they're doing. And my sister, when she got back in a week, she had them kids in order, 100%. My 13-year-old, my 8-year-old, and my 10-month-old is in order like the military. And it's all because of my sister. And So I want to bring her expertise to help us as mothers, because a lot of the times we have kids and we really don't understand what goes into having kids. And she's very good, and we sit up here and we think that asking people for advice means that we're less of mothers. I think it makes you more of a mother to identify your weaknesses as a mother. And so we want to bring those classes as well. We want to have etiquette classes. We want to have family classes. We want to have classes to help assist us in keeping our families together. We want courses that's going to help us in building the families. So the Mighty Hebrew University is going to give you a well-rounded education from your kids all the way up to your elders. So I want you...
Speaking of the elders, when you get time, talk about the elders.
Oh man. We will be having elders at the university. Like, you guys, when I tell you that this was the perfect move and that the Most High truly guided every step that we took, you guys. These elders, I never got the luxury of being influenced by real elders firsthand. Nowadays, I'm not going to say all of the elders, but a lot of the elders that the community has, they operate more like youngsters, I'll say. And so, at least to me, others might think differently, and I don't want to take away from any of the elders that's really out there doing it, because I appreciate each and every one of you. It's just that the ones that I've come in contact with, to me, have not acted as elders in our community should act. But these elders here...
And these are students of Prince Asiel that wind up becoming elders themselves.
Let me tell you...
And one of the elders is
an understudy of Yahweh ben Yahweh. Right. Elder David.
Yeah, Elder David. Elder Daniel.
Daniel, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You're right. And so, they have just been spitting so much knowledge. They've been... Oh, she is on fire. Let me tell you, her knowledge just on a regular level is more extensive than a lot of these so-called scholars. They have tapped into their higher self. And if you understand what that means, you understand how detrimental it is to have elders who understand themselves on that level.
Yeah, I wrote you a nice split, baby.
Ooh, babe, that's...
Show you for that. Show 'em my hand.
Oh, shit.
Show 'em my hand.
Look at what hubby done did. Early morning blow. Look at you. Alright, baby. Alright, baby bubba. Let me find out now. No, I'm just playing. But, the elders... They're able to tap into their higher consciousness and rise above the boundaries that natural science tells you is unachievable, I guess you can say. I guess you can say that, but the teachings that they have been dropping on us is something that we're definitely going to have at the Mighty Hebrew University, because we want you to understand the stuff that they've experienced. We want you to understand the stuff that we've been able to gather from them, the knowledge, the wisdom, the willingness to just build our nation. You guys are going to... The ones that enroll in the Mighty Hebrew University, you guys are going to get a treat that you've never experienced before. You're going to learn things that you didn't even know existed. You are going to see things that you thought was unimaginable. And I'm so excited to be able to be a part of the team that's going to bring this to you guys. It's probably one of these. Oh, no. Try it, but from my understanding, the light might be in the hallway. Try those 5, the middle ones. That's this light. Yeah. Okay, yeah, try the other hallway. Yeah. Or okay, there you go. So yeah, we definitely want to bring you guys something that you've never experienced before.
Get your plug.
Okay. And then, babe, is there anything else? Oh, that's what I wanted to tell you guys. A lot of you, well, actually, I don't think anybody knows because we never announced it. When we got here, my husband was building with a lot of the Israelites. They have a back page on WhatsApp called the East African Sovereign.
East African.
What is it called?
Israelite Sovereigns.
Yes. And they held a
Where I put this up at?
right there.
Okay.
Yep. They did a what is it called? A nomination, I guess you would call it.
Inauguration.
No.
Something like that. I don't know.
I forgot. Like when they
the
picked the president. Yeah, that's the right part.
Okay.
So they all voted, and they chose to vote my husband to be the chief rabbi of East Africa. And that is the greatest honor ever. That is the greatest honor ever, which is why we put together this Unity Shabbat so that they can all get a chance to meet him and build with him. And they're just so eager for his teachings. They're so eager to learn the knowledge and teach us what they know while he teaches what he knows. And so I'm really proud of him. This is something that he's definitely well deserving of. If you know the work that my husband put in, you understand what an honor this is for him to be appointed chief rabbi of East Africa. And like I said, you guys, it's so much in store that I haven't told you guys about that we are just so happy to be able to bring to you guys. As the time goes on, we will start unveiling the other surprises that we have, the other adventures that we want to embark on. And when my husband is finished going and doing the groundwork, interviewing the tribes, understanding where their culture goes back to, just everything, we're going to bring forth a well-rounded documentary about the tribes and what they identify and how it correlates with the Hebrews, or even if it doesn't, because we are going to be interviewing tribes that are not Israel. You know, so that's why I say you guys will have a well-rounded documentary, because you will get to see everything that they don't tell you about. You know what I'm saying? You'll get to experience the tribes. You'll get to see their customs firsthand versus reading it somewhere, versus somebody telling you. We're going to show you.
Oh, my cousin. I see you, Tarai, good. Yeah, I moved to Africa, y'all. Me and my wife, we live in Africa now.
Yeah.
We live in Tanzania.
Yeah. So that's something that we're excited on. If you guys have specific stuff that you would like us to maybe research out here, talk about, touch on, whatever you guys want to know about our journey, just reach out and ask, because
Also go to the Hebrew Hype.
oh, that's right. So the Hebrew Hype is going to be a way for you guys to be able to document or see the documents that we are putting out, the videos, the lectures. We're going to start putting that on the Hebrew Hype. We're going to try to move our platform over to YouTube. So
Some are already on there on the Hebrew Hype.
yeah, we definitely already started. We really just have to get the software together to be able to stream on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. So if you guys know any good platforms that'll let us stream on multiple, any platforms that will let us stream on Facebook and YouTube, please inbox us, put it on this video, whatever the case may be. And we're going to start that very soon. I've already started putting videos on YouTube. So if you guys go to the Hebrew Hype on YouTube, please like and subscribe on the videos, you guys. You let us know what you want to know, and we will start bringing that to you guys. Whatever knowledge, we're going to start updating you guys on the politics out here, their views on the president, the late president, the new president, the Chinese that have,
we'll talk about it.
Everything. Because the Chinese do have a presence here. We'll talk about how they feel about that. We're going to talk about the houses, the East Indian. We're going to talk about everything, you guys. So make sure you follow us on the Hebrew Hype. My husband will have his show, which is called Universal Connections, in which it's exactly what it sounds, a universal connection. He's going to be going around everywhere. Israel, he's going to be in India, he's going to be in Ghana,
Speaking
Kenya.
of India, Kumar's as an elder, have you traveled to India? I want to say this one thing. I'm 44, I'll be 45 July 17th. You got to be 50 and up in Torah to be an elder, but I am humbled and honored. I am willing to come to India. The community that you with, Kumar, I would love to, come at y'all service to see y'all, stay a couple of weeks. You take me around to the local tribes over there that's identifying as Israel. And naturally, I will be bringing some powerful lectures in India. So please inbox me, Kumar, and we can start that process to get me out there to India, because I know a lot of brothers and sisters from India has been reaching out to me, and I haven't forgot y'all. I know y'all been asking me to come out since 2017. I will be out there, I promise. And now, since I'm here in Moshi, right where the Indian Ocean at, all these areas, I'm not far from India,
right.
So I will be there. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. So yeah, we definitely going to be doing a bunch of traveling because, again, we want you guys to see the world with us. We want you guys to experience the world with us so that you're not easily manipulated or lied to by the Western powers that rule over too much stuff. Because,
and also, if y'all think...
keep that fan that way.
Okay. Now also, if y'all can turn it off for me.
Okay.
So also, if y'all think that Africa don't have sneakers and all that, I just want to show y'all these.
Oh, yeah.
These I just got. These is anybody that's hip with real sneaks. These are the Lika Sporties. These the new joints. And I just bought these.
In America, they are over $200. Yeah. Out here, it was 90,000 shillings. Yep. Which is equivalent to, I think, about $40, I think.
Absolutely. And they authentic.
Something like
authentic.
That. It might be like $40 or $50.
So I just put that out there because people think because we live in Africa, we can't get things. Another thing I want to show, I got this for my Isha.
Authentic.
Look at this. I bought this for my Isha today. Or yesterday. Here. This way, baby.
Yeah, right there.
Boom, look at that pocketbook. It was handmade.
Authentic. Everything handmade, you guys. This cost 40,000 shillings, which is equivalent to about $20, $19 around there.
Yeah, I got this.
Being that it's handmade, it is worth even more. I would have paid more than that for this, honestly. But you'll find that out here. You find a bunch of little trinkets and this and that, and it's not expensive at all. And so we definitely wanted to bring that to you. I feel like we're missing something.
Elder Nazar, Moshi, Yehuda. Absolutely. You know you one of my elders. So once you ready to come over here and repatriate, you know you're gonna be on the ground with me. It's no doubt about it that you're gonna be on that ground with me.
Right.
I'm just waiting for you to get over here.
Yep. So I'm trying to think of what else, babe. Are we missing anything? There was something.
Well, one more thing. I am going to make this statement. Okay. For all you naysayers and haters, listen. Don't be mad at me and my Isha because we did what you fear to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got anything personally to say to me or my Isha, only thing y'all got to do is just come to the inbox. You know we direct. You don't have to put up subliminal messages to us because you mad because we went to Africa.
Right.
I mean, this was a choice that we made because this is what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And to fulfill prophecy. So don't get mad at us because that's what we wanted to do. You know, if you want to be in the land of the great captivity, that is your choice. But don't sit back and hate on your brother or hate on your sister because they decided to leave from the land of the great captivity to have a better life for the. You're supposed to be commending us.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it takes a lot of guts to leave from somewhere where, like, all I knew was America, even though I traveled overseas before, but I was only there a couple weeks and I leave, and it was a conditioned environment.
Right.
Like, you go here, you go there. No, we out here on the ground.
Right.
Period. So if you don't like what we doing, then, you know, that's on you. But at the end of the day, I just want people to be mindful and aware. You're going to have haters. No matter what.
It don't matter
Continue
what you do.
your dream. Trust me. Continue your dream.
Right. I definitely want to speak on that because you're so right. If you want to leave, please do not let people's negativity and unsupportive nature stop you, because I've had, since we decided on moving back to Africa, I've had like 3 panic attacks because I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? Why did I think about, like, what the hell? Like, I just started panicking. And if you know me, you know that I'm a worry ward. And we'll definitely post our YouTube channel. It is it's the Hebrew Hype. Yeah. But we'll post it. We'll post it, you guys. But I want to say that I was very doubtful because I got a lot of negativity from my parents. And if you know me, like, I am diehard in love with my parents. Like, they are everything to me. So for them to disapprove was just so heartbreaking. But I did not let that stop us. And I'm so glad. And my father is military. So when he disapproves of something, he disapproves of it in the most disrespectful way possible. Calls you stupid. He goes in.
Yes, what are the things you smoking? Kumar asking.
What are things you are smoking? This is weed. This is marijuana. The weed out here is pure, it's natural, it's homegrown, and it's way better than the weed in America because it's natural and it doesn't have any of those toxins. It doesn't make you cough. It doesn't make your throat raspy or anything.
And our Israelite ancestors dealt with it. They found archaeological relics of marijuana.
And they did smoke it.
A lot
of people think that they only burned it, but there are documented records that they actually did smoke it, and they use it as a way to elevate themselves
consciously.
Exactly. I feel like when I smoke weed, it's very calming. I am artistic as hell when I smoke weed. I come up with my best idea. Matter of fact, when I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning and slapped my husband and said we moving to Africa, I had just got done smoking.
Right, and then when you have 2 different types of breeds, they say you have the sativa and then you have the indica. And when you're dealing with the sativa, it's more or less of the creative side of thought.
Right.
So, when the libation of smoking the essence is done correctly for correct reasons, you know, it's all good, and it has to be understood and monitored correctly.
Right.
We're not talking about just going around just being a damn drug addict.
Right,
No, we're
right.
not talking that. Whereas though we're not maintaining your responsibility, nothing of that nature. But this right here is just our
It's
chill
just a
mode.
calming mechanism
Absolutely.
for us. Like,
Absolutely.
yo, when we smoke, we have the best conversations, dialogues. Like, yo, it be so dope. We think of the dopest things. Here's a fun fact, right, babe? Can I tell them about?
Go ahead.
Okay, so look,
Huh?
my husband, a lot of you guys don't know that before my husband goes on to teach, before he does his lectures, before he does his debates, before he does his buildings, he takes a puff of the herbal essence and it puts him in a zone that makes him a beast. Why y'all think y'all can't beat him in a debate? You can't beat somebody who comes into the debate unbothered and calm. You ain't gonna do it.
I was blazed when I body polite.
Right,
I was blazed
right.
when I body natural talk.
Right. So I will be growing my own weed. And I actually will be selling it because out here, they look for a lot of people to buy weed from. They look for different strands. Out here, it's not legal or illegal. It's how you use it. Everything is about how you do it. If you are just out there on the street and you just belligerent.
He said, what he said? He said, I'm doing good goldies.
Wax now. Yeah. See, that's
absolutely.
That's the wax way of smoking.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. And I know that there's arguments that, oh no, that's a drug, get high, things like that. All I know, and I'm gonna say this, if you got beef with your enemy across the street, right?
He said puff puff pass.
Right. Hold that thought. What I'm saying is, when you have beef with your enemy across the street, I don't know what it is, but if you pull out that blunt, it's
you ain't never lied.
It's your beef gonna become a friendship. A lot of people don't know, even when you study the Native American culture as well as the East Indian culture, along with certain cultures throughout Southeast Asia, Northeastern Africa, things
Buddhists,
like that.
they do that.
You'll see certain Buddhists,
right.
not all of them.
Not all,
you'll see there is this connection of smoking what they would consider the peace fight. You know what I'm saying? And so, it all depends on how it's being done. The United States has corrupted marijuana and made it they call it a gateway to higher drugs. You see what I'm saying? But if you're in an environment that's just marijuana around you, how's it a gateway to other drugs?
If it's a gateway to other drugs, you was a drug addict before.
I ain't seen not one crackhead over here yet.
Yo, I really haven't.
No crackheads, no
I didn't even think about that.
I don't see none of them over here.
You don't see none of that.
You don't have none of that.
But what I want to say to Colita, because I seen your comment about people trying to discourage you, sister. Oh my goodness, don't let that. If you come out here, I can personally guarantee that you will be taken care of.
Absolutely.
If your family needs a contact or verification or whatever the case is, I would be more than happy to be that for you. This is actually why I think that we're going to go. I want that Indian house, man.
Right.
I really want that because the back house is a house that we can let people stay in that want to repatriate and need a place to start off at that they don't have to pay for. Because there's a 2-bedroom back house and then there's a 1-bedroom back house. What I was thinking of is going down to only one groundskeeper and moving them into that single back house and then using the 2-bedroom for people who want to repatriate. Because It's one thing.
What he said? Oh, he said, you need to hear this, which is true. Commonest is the false word, cannabis, which is the Hebrew word for marijuana. That's in the scripture. That is the Hebrew word.
Cool.
And linguists within the Hebrew culture, they was real puzzled behind that word. But once the archaeological data was found on it, it was like they couldn't deny it.
Right.
That the ancient Israelites did smoke marijuana.
Right. So, Kalita, I want to tell you, if you decide to come to Tanzania and you want to come to Moshi, we will have a back house for you. It's dope. It's big. It has a living room, a bedroom, and a kitchen, and you're more than welcome to the main house and everything else. And I want to let you guys know that anybody else that wants to repatriate, we want to do that for anybody. We want to be able to provide a safe place for you guys to stay until you're ready to move on your own, or until you're able to get resources on your own, or all of that, because we understand how hard it is to not only make the decision to leave, but to actually do it. And listen, I commend anybody that does it, because although everything has literally worked out fine, like my husband told me that he's seen the vision that everything was going to be okay, which makes it, even though I do still stress, it makes it a lot easier on this journey. But it is a hard journey. We did come into a bunch of roadblocks that we had to stop and be like, okay, nothing's going to stop us. So what's going to move us forward? And the Most High has always shown us exactly the route that we needed to take. It wasn't something where it was like, okay, well, you could either do this or this. No, the Most High was like, that is what you're doing. Okay, no, this is what you have to do. Like, so I want to let you know, when you move in righteousness and for the right reasons, the Most High is going to guide your steps the entire way, as he did ours. Our biggest hardship at this very moment is deciding which house we want to get.
Right.
Can you imagine that being what you have to worry about? Versus worrying about getting killed by the police, versus worrying about your rent that you can't pay because it's too goddamn much for how much you make, worrying about everything that America has that is just built against us. Like out here in Africa, the first time that they heard about African Americans being killed by the police was George Floyd.
A lot of them.
That lets you know how much lies the media pushes, because a lot of them don't understand what we're going through in America. A lot of them don't understand the actual cause and effects of the slave trades that we was involved in. And so it's like when we come back and we tell them what we've been through, and they can even see the paranoia on us. Like, I'm from South Central LA, so my head is always on swivel no matter where I go or what I do. And one thing that I've encountered out here so much is locals coming over here, coming up to me saying, "You're okay, sister. You're home." Literally, like people that I'm not even out here with, I didn't even say hi to. Like, I'll be like looking around or something, and they'll notice it and they'll say, "Sister, you're okay. You're home." Like, it's a feeling that I've never experienced in the United States or anywhere. And it's a experience that I'm not willing to give up, and I will never give up. I don't care what hardships that go on out here. It's worth it, because it's better than living in a place that you know that they don't want you. You know that there's a possibility that you can get stopped, and that's the last time you gonna see your kids.
Speaking of stop, tell them about when the police stopped.
Oh yeah, we got stopped 3 times because our driver that drove us from Dar es Salaam to Moshi, Listen, on average, this motherfucker was going 140. Did you see how fast he was going? He was going 140 goddamn miles an hour on average, y'all.
That's true.
Because it is a lot of straightaway. And here's the fun thing about out here. Unless you're in the city, there's no speed limit.
There's no speed limit.
When you're in the city or like coming here, it was an 8-hour drive from Dar es Salaam to Moshi, and in between the open wild areas, which yes, you do see a bunch of different wildlife, monkey, you see everything they show you in the movies, you actually really do see that. Now, aside from those areas, when you come up to a village, the speed limit is 50 miles an hour. Mm-hmm. And our driver would come into these cities going 120. So he just kept getting stopped by the police.
And tell him what happened.
And the speeding tickets are 10,000 shillings, which is actually $5 in our money.
Right. They don't never take you to jail.
They never take you to jail.
You just gotta, it can be two things. You either gonna pay your ticket, or if you get like too many of them, usually 9 times out of 10 they just gonna be like, yo, basically, you got to get, else you going to jail. Yeah. Which one you gonna get his money up, or you gonna go to jail? That's the point. Right then and there. It's not no thing you got to go to a place. Right there. Couple of times we had to give up the money. You know what I mean? Like, go ahead.
Listen, he got stopped so much. I was feeling bad that he was coming out of his pocket. So we started paying them tickets for him.
I think we paid 1 or 2 of them.
Two. We paid 2. He paid the first one,
right,
and we paid the ones after that. Right. When all of the officers, they would just come, get his ID. He would hop out the car and shit. Like, yo, it's crazy. A traffic ticket is not a death wish out here. Like, it's absolutely insane.
And what did that do when I told the police, when he said, how you doing?
Yeah, he's like, hey, boss.
Yeah, like, I said, why y'all hootie? Would you say boss?
Yep. Hey, boss. Hey, like,
shook my hand and all that.
All of that. You have fun. You're home.
You okay?
Mother Africa. You're like,
this is the man that stopped us. This is the man that stopped us, man. They don't want us. Yo, they don't even have guns. The cops. The only ones that have automatic weapons. You got the automatic weapons. That's certain military, but you won't really see them. Then let's say if you like work for like a liquor store or something like that,
like the shop is
then you may have a guard with a shotgun.
Yeah, but they can only have pump. They can only have pump shotguns, and the military are the only ones that can have automatic, and they have AK-47s, the older model, like the early 90s model, that's all metal, brass, and, wood.
Right, like if you, it all depends. Like if you kill somebody like crazy, they're on some crazy stuff, they have like the military police come.
Right.
The local police is for local issues.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And then you got the community police, which, you know what I'm saying, you have the people, the community, the community, y'all know I blow, but I just don't blow in front of the people.
He doesn't.
But the community, you know what I'm saying, can deal with you, just as in the Torah. That's why I love it out here, because we can uphold our Hebrew culture. The only thing that we would have to go to the government is if, like, say somebody in our community got brutally murdered, because we're a theocratic government and nation inside of a geopolitical government that's overseeing the multiplicity of nations and tribes that have their own tribal customs. So let's say, for instance, if I want to go to the Moshi tribe. Now, the Moshi, they do all their customs. The only thing that has to be reported is murder. is murder. That's it.
If they die naturally
You don't
or
report
anything
none of
like
that
that,
type
or
stuff.
like through childbirth or
Right.
things like that, you
Also,
don't have
you
to
don't have to
report that.
governmentally report your marriage,
None of
your
that.
divorces, none of that, because whatever local tribe that you are part of, you're married in that. And guess what? All the tribes around you that's not a part of you, and the community and the government itself will recognize. If you say and you got proof, the proof out here is two proofs. And you can look this up on www.tanzania.org. There's two proofs. Either there had to be physical witnesses, like the community that may have seen your wedding ceremony. So when the police or whoever does investigation, let's say if a wife got murdered or a husband got murdered, and they got to investigate the spouse. The proof, first of all, y'all married, they're going to ask that community. And if the locals like, that's just, they're going to identify you as such. Or if you have a written contract.
Like our tribal marriage certificate.
We have two marriage certificates. We have the legal marriage certificate from the state of Washington. I'm legally married to my wife in the state of Washington. So the whole entire state, United States will recognize that. So we would benefit off of each other if we was in the United States. And we also have our national tribal marriage covenant.
Right.
Okay. Now, the National Tribal Marriage Covenant for us, it superseded that and was first written, and then the legal one. But because we was in the United States, we're not going to be naive nor foolish.
Right.
There are certain things like Israelites got to stop being foolish and stop saying don't marry them sisters in the system. Y'all being fools, man, because let's say something tragic happened to you and you got children with this woman. There's bills that got to be paid, things of that nature. You mean to tell me that sister, you're going to put that sister in such a deplorable state? We know that the sister is the more passive side, the more emotional side. Sometimes you can push a sister to the point that she may have to do things that's necessarily not a part of her nature to survive, based on the fact that you left that woman out there to hang because you didn't want to marry that sister based on a false pretense about being married within the government. If you and that woman have a certain mind state not to deal with this government, to put each other under within that government, you supposed to marry that sister in the United States legally and tribally.
Right.
And then when you come to Africa and what happens is, watch this, y'all. Watch this, babe. You ain't even peep this. When we got two marriage contracts, correct?
Correct.
We have the legal one and the tribal one. When we become Tanzanian citizens, the legal one means nothing.
Right.
It leaves the tribal one. Come on,
that's
man.
true. The tribal one still exists.
That's the
the
point.
legal one has no
That's the
value
point.
here.
It has no value. So
how dope is that?
So why? I just want to say this because I'm tired of seeing brothers make other Israelites look bad, like we as men. And this gets into what went on in that Sakari camp with that damn video, man, that's going around with these brothers supposedly being in the strip club. And the reason why I'm saying these things, I wasn't there. We wasn't there.
They say it was. I'm only saying what they say. They said it was a nightclub and those were bottle servers.
Right. What I'm saying is this.
I beg to differ.
As a man and as a leader, I wouldn't put myself in that situation. But the point that I'm saying is, look at what these women are out here doing because men won't take responsibility. Be a fucking man. If you with a woman, then act like it. You know what I mean? Don't lay up with a woman. Don't lay up with a woman and eat up all the food. With Beanie Siegel say, you the type of nigga that get with a sister and she on hard times and she might be on welfare with her. You want to eat up all drink all the juice, eat all the damn cereal. You know what I mean? And play on the PlayStation all day. Men, do not fall for them doctrines telling you not to marry these sisters in the system. If your objective is to leave from this land, well, not this land, but from the United States, when you leave from the United States and you come over here, that marriage contract not going to mean nothing that came out of the United States. But what will mean everything is the tribal contract. That's why you make sure both contracts are there. That's why I'm telling you, it's certain ways that you have to maneuver to survive. So let's not be dumb no more, Israel, with this bullshit, man. I'm tired of sisters inboxing me, man.
Right.
Every damn day about, I'm not going to even put it out there, but some of y'all leaders, wives, so-called ex-wives, however you want to see it, then inbox me, man. And I'm not going to say what camp that this comes out of. But y'all gotta stop this, man. This is why it is time for a separation.
Right.
It's time for a separation from the 1/3, from the 2/3. So you brothers, marry these sisters. Marry these sisters. Have two contracts, your tribal contract, the legal contract. And when you repatriate the legal contract, it's going to be non and void. What supersedes it is the covenant of law that you made with that sister. Sex is not marriage. Stop that shit. Right. That's what he said. Drink all the Kool-Aid. He heard Beanie Siegel joke. Drink all the Kool-Aid. And that's from an elder. Drink all the Kool-Aid. Come on, man.
Right.
And I'm going to say this and I'm done. Because I feel as though it took shots at people like myself and other fathers in Israel that marry a woman that may already have children. All right. Let me clarify this. Stop lying, saying that men shouldn't take care of children that's not theirs. Y'all some wicked niggas, man. Y'all some wicked niggas. And stop saying that a woman can't marry if she wasn't married. If she was already married in the past. If that be the case, then you would contradict Deuteronomy chapter 24. We wouldn't even have the understanding of a bill of divorce, man. We wouldn't have the understanding of that. Okay? Y'all need to stop playing these games. You know what I mean? With the sisters, man. And this is not a thing that I'm just bigging up the sisters. Come on, I done bombed the sisters many times too. But now it's the turn for the brothers, man. Y'all got to check y'all selves, man. You got these sisters now turning into the occult, calling themselves witches, getting involved in these different wicked behaviors. Why? Because a lot of y'all brothers, man, turning these sisters off. And you know that sisters can be revengeful, man. Y'all know that. So if they know that you don't like them type of things, a woman to get involved in that just to be spiteful towards you. A man will go try to have sex with your mama, your Ema, just to get back at you.
Right.
So we need to stop these games and stop playing like, these benefits don't mean nothing, man.
Right.
All right, man, I don't give a damn what anybody say. I'm gonna make sure my children, from my biological children and to my yard children, and that's the one thing about African Shemitic and Asiatic customs. There was no such thing as stepchildren. Right. None of that. These are go look up the word stepchild. That's a European word. Mm-hmm. Listen, your children is your children. Mm-hmm. Period. So that's all I wanted to say. Men, just step up to the plate. That's it. I like that up for you, babe.
Okay, when you spoke about how they say women can't marry if they wasn't virgins and this and that, I've been seeing that, and we're sorry guys, we're shifting it. We'll get back onto everything, but I just want to talk about this as well.
But it is connected to all.
It is connected. It is connected, and I'm gonna tell you how at the end. But I've been seeing.
Can some of your energy drink, baby?
Yeah, a certain brother saying.
Certain brothers.
Yeah, certain brothers saying, none of these women is worth being with because they wasn't virgins when we got with them. They supposed to be virgins, this, and that, da-da-da-da-da. My whole thing when it comes to that, it's
But
not
that contradicts
fair.
Deuteronomy 24.
But it also
woman-
contradicts what is it, Isaiah 11? If they turn away from their wicked
Oh, you
way,
mean Ezekiel
that's what it
18.
is. Ezekiel 18. Sorry about that, guys.
And if y'all want me to, I can actually look that up real quick in the future if we get time.
But I want to say that to say we was all born into a world that we at one point thought was the right way. We all was born in a world thinking that it's okay to have boyfriends and girlfriends and sleep with this person because they normalized it. They made it to where, oh, okay, well, as long as you married, blah, 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 blah,
Right.
But they made boyfriends and girlfriends and sleeping around okay. Now, I'm not saying that that's okay, but what I'm saying is a lot of us was victims to what we didn't know. A lot of us didn't find out who we was until we had already made a mountain of mistakes.
Right.
I was 2 kids in by the time I even found out who the Most High was or what that even meant. I've only been in the culture for about 5 years now.
No,
By that,
you've been in it longer.
oh yeah,
because you was
since
already
2000.
you was in the culture almost 5 years even before you met.
Hold on, since 2014, because
See?
it was when I moved to Washington.
Right, so you've been in it 7 years.
So 7 years.
And I've been in it 30 years.
So I've been in 7 years now, and since I've been in the culture, I have not made any of those mistakes that the old me made, and so I look at it as, what if my husband was like, I can't be with you. You got 2 kids already. Even though I turned away from my old, I was never one to sleep around. I've always had I was with my kid's father for 12 years. I just want to put that out there. But what if you held me accountable for what I didn't know at the time?
Right. That would contradict Ezekiel chapter 12. Ezekiel chapter 18. And if you look at how our marriage was, we went through it properly. We had the Mikwadash. We went to the priest who is now Nasi Kohen Amani Ben Eleazar out of Mitzvah Ramon in Israel. We went through Mikwadash. After Mikwadash, y'all seen it. Y'all watched it. We had the big royal wedding. People all over the world watching.
Then we had our baby.
Then we had our baby. And then from there, now look, we done repatriated, and now we in Africa, and come on, this is the hand of the Most High.
And that's a perfect example, because if this was a union that was wicked or whatever, the Most High would not have gotten us this far. Listen, y'all have no idea, because at one point, me and my husband we were sleeping in a shed on an air mattress. When I think of the stuff that we went through, because, a lot of y'all know, a lot of y'all don't know, his ex did us very wrong, which is how we ended up in the situation.
Right. Talking about my ex Isha, when she left, I'm gonna tell the truth, I ain't gotta say her name, but she got mad because she couldn't deal with polygyny, so when she left, she emptied out her whole entire bank account.
Took the car, left the
everything,
kids at school, didn't pick them up or nothing.
We lost everything, and people didn't even know this. We were sleeping in a shed for 30 days.
Yeah, we was. We slept in a shed on an air mattress. It was 2018. On an air mattress, and my kids was staying with my mother. This was before Todiah, before I got pregnant. Mm-hmm. But you know what I'm saying?
And we wasn't bums. We had jobs.
We got up every day. Listen, we got up every day
to work.
Went to work. Came home to that shed.
We made it a home.
Yo, we really did.
A lot of times when I was doing videos and stuff, I was in the shed. Y'all ain't even know.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying.
We
were still doing the Most High's work.
Yo,
even in that state right there and then. We didn't even listen. We didn't even let the leadership in making a better world, the princes.
Yeah, they could have helped us.
We didn't even know. We didn't even let them know. You want to know why? Because I felt as though that was like a spiritual rites of passage that I had to go through to prove that I was a prince. You know what I mean? I had to experience certain things on my own without running to people. Like, this is something that I have to deal with as a man with my family. I don't, even when it came to the repatriation back to Africa, you know, it was like I wanted to do this with my family, you know what I mean, and do this with the hand through the Most High to show the world that the Most High can work in your life if you're focusing and channeling on the Most High. And the international ambassador and prime minister tell you that we doing this out our own pocket. He'll tell you.
With no help.
Not to say we can't, because I called the shot girl right now. I can say, yo, Sab, I need 20 grand. He gonna send it to me. But that's not the point of this. The point is we wanted to show our sincerity and our dedication that we wanted to be here, and we wanted to sacrifice ourselves as the example so the second generation of Israel can say, you know what? The mighty Hebrew did it. His wife did it. Those before him, Prince Asiel, the late Ben Ami did it. Rabbi Arnold Josiah Ford, out of the Hebrew Israelites, the conscious Hebrew Israelites, Rabbi Arnold Josiah Ford was the first one to repatriate in 1934. Him and the whole B'nai Avraham congregation out of Harlem, New York, and they moved to Ethiopia. And as time went on, Prince Asiel and them did the biggest repatriation of their time, which is still the biggest right now. But this generation that's coming up, that's going to be repatriating, is the final frontier. This right here is going to be Israelites all over the world, fulfilling the prophecy of Isaiah chapter 11 and 12, from the north, the south, the east, the west, all over the four corners of the earth. You're going to see this resurrection taking place. So that's where all I want to say, like, you know.
But you're right though, because remember when we first got in and we stayed at the Landmark Hotel. So if anybody's going into Dar es Salaam, I highly recommend the Landmark Hotel. The management is amazing. They support our movement. And let them know that
Prince and Princess sent you.
Yeah, the Yasha Allah family.
The Yasha Allah
Let them
family
know that they're
you.
gonna look out. But let me tell you, when we was there, we seen other African Americans. Naturally, you could tell which ones are African American, right? Every single time we talked to them, everybody we talked to was repatriating.
Everyone.
Chicago,
Florida, North Carolina, Philadelphia, California.
And these are people
Virginia,
that we've never even talked to. And they all, I think every family said that they was fulfilling the prophecies, and that's why they was repatriating.
Every last one of them. Every last one of them. Even though, like, you had one family that was just identifying, because you know you got, what's going on is you got Christians, okay? Let's break this down. Now, they didn't have to tell me. I'm observing it through psychology. I'm observing it socially. So you have Christians right now, certain reawakened so-called African-American Christians that are studying on the Bantus. Mm-hmm. And they're seeing the similarities between the Bantu culture and the Hebrew Israelite culture outlined in the scripture. So it could be for a variety of reasons. It could be geopolitical, or they may think such and such, so to say, meaning like they may think that Bantu was first. So they might say, we do got the Hebrew connection, but the Bantu was first. Mm-hmm. You might hear them say that. Mm-hmm. And so they may identify with Hebrewisms through Bantuisms. Mm-hmm. Okay? Then you might have some Hebrews that might be on the Messianic persuasion, because we even got some people over here right now that we've seen a repatriated family. You could tell he was from originally out of a One West camp, because he said Yahweh Ba, you know, the Yahweh Shai thing. He said that phrase to me, the young boy. He said that phrase to me. So you even see even One West, shout out to GOCC. GOCC is the one and only One West camp that taught repatriation, which the other One West camps will call it the flea doctrine. So give a shout out to them. Also, even, and I may not agree with everything GOCC say, but overall, they're good people. Also give a shout out to IUIC. Now, y'all know I don't agree with everything IUIC say, but what I will give props to Bishop Nathaniel is that they are on the ground in Africa and they are connecting and finding who is Israel and who is not. Also, I want to give a shout out to Mathathawa, okay? Priest Mathathawa from out of the house of David. He repatriated and he lives in Ghana, West Africa. And we in, tight contact. I'm very close with Mathathawa. As a matter of fact, them black beads that you see me wear, Mathathawa gave them to me as a gift with the lion symbol. He gave that to me as a gift. And it's just an honor to see that he doing it big over there in Ghana. He has the House of David congregation over there in Ghana. Also give a shout out to all the princedom or the Nasakim within the better world. Give a shout out to Prince El Ram out in Ghana, West Africa. Prince Avaji out in Sierra Leone. Naturally, just all the princes, Prince Amaniel Ben Eleazar and Mitzvah Ramon, Israel, Southern Israel, with the shot Greer is doing, Prince Asiel is doing, with the princes and the Making a Better World. Mia and Prince Yosef are the youngest princes. Give a shout out to Prince Yosef, the Crown Prince. They'll be here sometime this month, them and their whole family. So what the shot Greer is doing is he's setting up princes and princesses within different parts of Africa to spread Hebrew Israelite sovereign nationalism all over the continent of Africa and the surrounding islands amongst Africa. So I just give props to all those that even came before us. Y'all were a part of the will to help shape me. You know what I mean? I think this Hebrew Israelite sovereign nationalism is a constant development. Mm-hmm. Let's make this clear. Hebrew Israelite sovereign nationalism is an evolutionary will of completeness within the nation of Israel to establish oneness. So even though I'm outlined as the founder of Hebrew Israelite sovereign nationalism because I put the schematics together, I am not the first Hebrew Israelite sovereign national. Right. Even though they didn't use that name, it was more of a function, meaning that people like Prince Asiel, the late Ben Ami, those that came before us, they were the physical manifestation or the forerunners of Hebrew Israelite sovereign nationalism. Then you had those that may have had the idea of it, but they didn't have the full understanding because of the indoctrination of Christianity and being a slave, such as the most honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey. He was one that understood that we were to repatriate back to Africa, but he may not have the full dynamic of his understanding because of the lack of information at that time. But Hebrew Israelite sovereign nationalism was still evolving. So what I teach and believe is that there are a chain of men and women that receive the spark of consciousness from Yah to develop certain forms of Hebrew Israelite sovereign nationalism. Meaning at the time, if Rabbi Arnold Josiah Ford only knew the Aleph in the Beit of the Aleph Beit, that was the starting process of that portion of Hebrew Israelite sovereign nationalism. So when one takes the torch from me and start to add on, they will be the founders of what they added on to, but not the root of it. Because there is no root to Hebrew Israelite sovereign nationalism. It's just a continuous cycle of consciousness elevating. So I want the students amongst the Mighty Hebrew University to understand we are in a season now that no, the Mighty Hebrew is not the creator of Hebrew Israelite sovereign nationalism. We are born sovereign, okay? We are national because we are from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All I did was enhance what already existed. And those after me will enhance what already existed. You never want your students to remain students.
Right.
If you are a master teacher that believes he's not an intensified student, meaning continuously learning, and always want these students to stay students, you're not really a master. You're not really a master. So in that retrospect, yes, physically, the movement itself, I found the Hebrew Israelite Sovereign nationalistic movement, the drive of it, the blueprint of it, the literature behind it. But I also got help from those before me. Noble Drew Ali was a major influence of my development of Hebrew Israelite Sovereign nationalism. Ben Ami, Prince Asiel, Prince Kaz, many people that came, Prince El Ram. There were those that came that paved the way. Yahweh ben Yahweh, Minister Louis Farrakhan, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Queen Mother Moore, Mother Louise Daly, oh my gosh, Coretta Scott King, Afeni Shakur, right? Betty Shabazz. All these different people were a part of my growth and development to establish objectively Hebrew Israelite Sovereign nationalism, because it was only viewed more or less subjectively, like behind the shadow.
Right.
It wasn't identified as such. You see what I'm saying? So now we can see it now. So that's all I wanted to say. Hebrew Israelite Sovereign nationalism rising worldwide.
I think the sun is coming up. I want to show
Absolutely.
them. Let me see. I want to see if I could try to show you guys the sunrise. So
We have to go outside.
let me see.
It's not almost there yet. What do you want?
Oh dang!
We still.
It's slightly coming up over there
right.
through the cloud. Yeah, it's not.
It's
We
not.
probably got another hour.
Yeah, like another hour. That's why I was trying to talk, because I remember you was saying that, and I roll up another one. I know you were saying that I wanted them to see Mount Carroll Mojero.
I know, me too.
You know what I mean? Y'all know, give a shout out to Bali TV.
Listen, this whole time we've been talking, I've actually been watching these foreign movies.
Right. Look how big our TV is. So this Bali TV right here. Give a shout out to Bali TV. All love. They be having some good. Yo, their comedy is funny.
It is.
Their comedy is funny. So we getting into it,
But let me think.
But I do want to say this one thing about the Bali TV, even though it's funny, but you can even see the racist effect that even with their Hollywood, Bollywood audience, it's like they always show like the northern India, where they never deal with southern India like the black untouchables, the Dalit, or they never show like the dark skin people. That's
actually true. It's always the light.
And if you notice, the dark skin one, they do have the one that's in the United States, they always have her looking like a hoe with a white man. Or she like Dippy like or something stupid.
Yeah.
What's her name? That actor. And she's a damn good actor, man.
She played on that doctor show.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's her
I know
right
who
there.
you're talking about.
And she's a real good actor.
She
and
is.
they dumb her down, and I don't like that. But that's all.
Either.
But you was about to say something after that.
I don't remember.
We was talking about the rising of the sun and just Hebrew Israelite Sovereign nationalism.
Right,
That's where I was at.
know.
And all I was just saying was like, I don't want nobody to, because you'll hear that. I just want now the people to feel like this is a part of the fulfillment of prophecy. I don't want people to be angry and have a preconceived notion on who's going to rule. No, nobody's ruling in Israel but y'all.
Right.
Nobody is ruling. Yes, you have people that sit in positions to serve Israel. Me being a Nasi appointed by Prince Asiel as a prince, not to be ruling over y'all, do this, do that. No, it's to serve the people. You see what I'm saying? That's what people forgot. When people got in power in ancient times, they forgot the real meaning of serving the people. Instead of restraining power, they overwhelmingly let power dominate them to the point that these civilizations and empires were destroyed.
That's very true. That is true.
So anything else before we head on out?
No, I think I'm gonna catch me a couple more hours of sleep before the driver get here.
Absolutely. So we love y'all. We out of here. That's how it go. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, I mean, now we're about to get some sleep. We love y'all. May the Most High Yahweh continue to be with you. All those for righteousness' sake that you love. Shalom Aleichem. Hebrew Israelite sovereign nationalism. Worldwide. Got me all.
Yo, I'm so tired.
She blown. She blown.
I am high, but I'm so
she
tired.
She up. Shalom.